Hello and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. My name is Matt, and I'm here with Ricardo, who gets first mention because he likes good movies.
Yeah.
And then I'm also here with Amber, who thinks good movies are just okay, and here with Ethan, who has no taste at all, and is just a complete Philistine.
Nope.
Amber's with me.
All right. Well, you two are off the podcast now. Me and Ricardo are going to have a podcast.
No.
Just talking about Spaceballs the whole time.
Yeah.
Now to clarify,
God, what a terrible podcast that would be.
to clarify, that means he lives in Philadelphia, right?
Yes, you
He's
got
a
it.
Philistine.
He's a Philistine. The Philistine Eagles. The hottest.
I heard they're not doing so well this
The
year.
city of love.
The hottest football team in Phoenicia.
Yep.
All right. With that historical humor out of the way, it's time to talk about the beers. Speaking of football games, football teams, the beers.
Took a minute to remember what we were talking
Isn't
about.
the football season starting?
Sure.
They're in the preseason right now.
That's it.
Oh man, I think the light in my beer is already dying.
I think it is.
Oh my gosh.
So Amber has a lit up glass?
It's a plastic glass?
Plastic glass that lights up, and the light's dying. So now the only point of having that glass is
No,
coming to an end.
yeah. Can I replace the batteries? Maybe. Probably wouldn't be worth it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's back up.
Oh, no, there you
oh.
go. Now it died.
It'd be smart to have a solar powered one of those.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Anyways.
I got up to checked out what the beer name was because it's not on the bottle. Because I didn't get a bottle, I got a growler, and doesn't have the name written down.
The local brewery,
From Barley Forge Brewery. One Louder is the name of this. This is an IPA.
One louder.
It's actually got that. It's got the knob on it with a 10 and 11 on it. It's actually for me at least quite drinkable. I don't like IPAs that much, but it tastes almost kind of orangey. It's got like a little bit of a sweetness to it. On the end, it's definitely bitter. It's definitely bitter, but
Yeah, still very bitter.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
I like it. It definitely tastes more like maybe like a double. I don't know if it is.
I think it is a double.
Well, then that would make sense. Hence, the name too would make sense as well.
One Louder.
One louder.
One more extra hop per glass.
Actually, just one.
one extra. They're just like they're bottling it.
I don't know.
They're bottling it, and they're like, "Wait up!" All right, that one's good.
Move next. I don't know how beer works, but that's how it sounds about right to me.
You've seen This is Spinal Tap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
That's an awesome movie. See if we can agree on that.
Somebody in our friend group hadn't seen it.
Guys, I haven't seen.
That's it.
Oh.
You haven't seen Spinal Tap?
I mean,
great.
I've seen that. Everyone's seen that clip of it, of course.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that. I've seen that scene. So
There's a lot of other great scenes, though.
Yeah.
I
like,
know.
Billy Crystal's randomly in it.
Oh,
me,
yeah.
me and
Come on,
Ricardo
mine
just
is
recited
mine.
all of Mel Brooks' filmography, so you two can't come up with one scene from Spinal Tap, then and it's not as good as Spaceballs.
It's pretty good. The smell the glove.
You just smell a glove. There's this fine line between, I don't know the rest.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at
And
it.
when they
Clever
talk about
and
all their
stupid.
drummers.
All right.
Yep.
It's good.
Yes, I know.
And
It's
Stone
one of
Age.
those movies that I've always been like, I should see this movie, but I just never. Also, it doesn't help that almost everyone's already seen it, so there's no, like, I don't usually watch movies by myself, so it's not like I'm just gonna sit at home by myself.
Only you
watching
had a
movie.
wife that would watch it with
Man,
you.
if
If only there was a way to watch it right now. We don't have it. It's not on Netflix, so
It's true.
Is it? I thought
It was on.
It
for
was-
a long
it was
time,
for a
I
little
don't
bit, but I'm
know.
not sure it is
I don't
anymore.
know if it's still
I don't
on
think
there.
it is.
beer.
Beer.
Beer, guys. So
I
what
like
would you
it.
give One Louder out of 5? Out of 11?
I don't know if I'd give it a 4 because it's not like anything unique, but it's pretty dang solid. I don't know.
I'm gonna say 4 because I
I'm
don't.
gonna give it-
I
I'm
don't
gonna
usually like IPAs.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I think I'll give it a 3 as well. I like it, but I probably wouldn't regularly.
It's just
seek it out.
to me, it just tastes like a very good IPA.
Amber.
A 1.
You
But I don't like IPAs
don't like bitter
at all.
drinks to begin with.
So
Well, we figured it said right on the bottle, "Don't get this for Amber," and
Yeah.
we're like, let's just ignore this
There's another
warning.
one that after I'd already filled up with this, I was like, oh wait, there's a mango Hefeweizen that probably would have gone over better.
that would have been good.
Oops.
Oh well. It's good. I can say it's a good beer, it's a good IPA, but I just don't
I
like
feel
IPAs.
like everyone just suddenly got on the mango beer thing like real fast. I
No,
don't know
they've
why.
had this before.
Oh, okay. I don't know. For me, I just seen a lot of mango. Maybe I just noticed it
Yeah,
more,
a
but
lot
like
more.
I feel like there's more.
Well, because I think didn't Sculpin they instead of just having
mango.
instead of just having the grapefruit one, they also did a They did a pineapple and a mango one.
They have a
They don't
mango even keel.
Yeah, they don't
That's
have a
right.
mango.
Mango even. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. They did do a
and
mango.
then I
something.
think the Belching Beaver has a mango beer out now too.
Yeah.
It's
But I feel
called-
like Ballast Point, if they do a thing, like
What's the
it's,
stupid
you're more
name?
likely to see.
to reference Mel Brooks movies and Blazing Saddles, it's called Here Comes Mango.
That's
Okay.
pretty
It's
good.
got the beaver's dressed as a cowboy on the
That's
front.
pretty great.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. All right, well, that's the beer review section of the podcast done. Check the box. And now we move on to section 2 of the podcast, which is the section of the podcast that we talk about the video games that we have played in the past 7 days.
So if you're following along at home,
So please fill in your square for they have moved on to section 2 of the podcast.
Section 2, engaged.
Try to get a bingo if you
Number
can.
1, make it so. That was a Star Trek reference.
I got it.
Oh.
was that
All right,
was that Jean-Luc
Ricardo,
Picard?
Amber, have you played any games this week?
Nope.
I've not played any games this week. Ricardo, you played any games
None
this week?
games?
I
It was
played
a long
a
weekend.
little bit of games.
It wasn't a long weekend. You had a long
That's
weekend.
You had a
Me,
very long
I had a
weekend.
normal weekend because I work on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
You
that's
had a
true.
long weekend.
That's true.
Me, Mongo, not have weekend.
Yeah, it was a long weekend for me, but I was really busy this weekend. There's stuff
You're
going
doing
on.
wrestling
I was
things.
doing wrestling.
It's
things.
not really a wrestling podcast,
No.
so we're not going to talk about that.
So I didn't get a chance to really play too much, but I did. I did play a phone game and a clicker
Oh.
game and a clicker
Oh,
game.
no!
So
So you squeeze some time in there.
yeah. So first
Picking
off,
those quality titles.
I
Yeah.
know, seriously.
Only
So
the
the first
best
off
here,
is
Pickles.
Capcom just released a Street Fighter puzzle game on the phone called Street Fighter Puzzle Spirits.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like a match 3 game. It is not. What it is actually it's
Match
like,
4 game.
No, it's not. It's like
Oh my
Match 2
gosh.
game.
I don't know,
Connect
it's-
4 game.
It's tough to kind of explain. So basically, you know how kind of puzzle fighters sort of work, where it's like you've got one opponent against another,
Right.
matching stuff, and then to do attacks, and then it drops down the life bar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Typically how puzzle fighters work. So Puzzle Spirits works in a similar fashion. You play as a Street Fighter character. You get to start off with one between Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Sakura are
Okay.
the 4 that you can start with. And basically each stage is a different fight against another like Street Fighter character, or they made up like some characters for this game.
Oh.
And how it works is that opponent that you're fighting has like a numbered like a countdown timer, how many turns you get before it attacks.
Okay.
And in each of those turns, what you're trying to do is you're trying to match up like colors, but based on like, I think it's more like of a Puzzle and Dragons thing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
so
like.
you tap on a color, and then all the connecting colors of that same color go into that one color.
Oh yeah.
And so basically, and then it becomes like charged up. And if you combine 2 charged up things, it becomes like a rainbow piece. And if you combine 2 rainbow pieces, it goes into like a combo mode where you just like try to match up as many as like possible in a chain and as fast as you can, because then it doesn't affect the countdown timer and you get to do a big combo attack or whatever. The other main niche is that every time you do like a super move, which it changes your opponent, it changes your color.
Okay.
So basically there's 3 colors. There's a red, blue, and green. Blue is strong against red
Rock,
is
paper,
strong
scissors.
against green is strong against blue.
Oh, so Pokemon rules.
And so so essentially like you're trying to kind of, and then your opponent will attack and he'll change his color, and then you'll attack back and stuff like that. So basically you're trying to like charge up these super meters by matching up the colors to like max them out so that you can change to that color and do more damage or
And have advantage.
or defend against whatever. So it's kind of like a weird like back and forth balance like that. It's neat. It has it has a kind of more like a chibi art style for Street Fighter.
Kind of like Puzzle Fighter.
Yes, exactly. And it
Probably used the same. Probably borrowed some of the
Assets.
design at least.
Yeah, like design wise, sure, but like it looks like all new art. It's like definitely a lot more like rough and cartoonish, less like less like kind of really cool drawn out pixels like
Sure.
those puzzle fighters.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
more of like it looks like a phone game. But the actual really cool thing in it is that it has like really good remixes of like Street Fighter themes in
Ooh.
it, so that's pretty cool.
Rashid.
No, I don't think
Aw.
Rashid is in it. They have it seems like a nice
That would
mix.
require new artwork.
It seems like they have a nice mix of like Street Fighter characters from throughout the generations, because like you have Ryu, obviously, Chun-Li, Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, but then there's also Sakura from the Alpha series, and then like Poison from Street Fighter 4, and
okay.
Jury from the new Street Fighter games too. So so it's kind of a neat little yeah. I haven't seen Nikali, maybe he's in there, but yeah. Sad thing is like you'll like as soon as you start to get on a roll, you run into like the stamina systems, and then it's like you either have to buy.
No.
You have to buy either
Zenny. You
It's
gotta buy Zenny?
it's like jewels or something like that. It's not Zenny.
So is it free just with microtransactions? Of
course.
Okay.
It's free with microtransactions. So like the
It's
game.
not on Android. I just checked. I'm very
Oh,
disappointed.
is it?
iPhone only.
That stinks. But
Get out of here,
yeah,
peasant.
there's like you'll earn jewels from some fights, not too many, and you'll also gain like character cards, which you can then slot in to different super moves and stuff like that. So it seems like a cool little game, but it's also like definitely a kind of a freemium experience.
Yeah.
It seems like
I wish they would
You
mix
run
that
into any
in.
walls
get-
where it's like, oh, I can't. This is now really hard or impossible for me to move forward unless I start paying.
Not
stuff.
yet. I've run into a couple of tough fights, but I was able to like beat them after a couple of tries. But then it's always like, all right, I beat that one and I beat this one, and all right, next stage, and it's like, pay 35 jewels to refill your stamina meter, and it's like, I'm just gonna wait. I guess I'll just stop right now.
Just put this
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too bad as far as that, the free to play.
I wish it'd do something cool, like you can earn fight money in Street Fighter or something like that if you play this game. Something.
Yeah, some
Like
kind of
something
cool
like cross
crossover.
thing.
Yeah.
Forethought and crossoverness.
Oh yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Capcom
Oh,
special.
definitely, and
No.
definitely, the like menu systems and stuff in this are very like obtuse. Like I didn't know how to figure out like how to edit my like the super moves that I brought into each fight for a little while. I didn't know what like certain menus were for or whatever. It feels very, very like kind of archaic, almost like Japanese design in that way. You know how they kind of do a lot
Like
of
Monster
really
Hunter.
yes, a lot of obtuse menus and stuff. Yeah, Monster Hunter has a terrible menu system,
Probably the worst part about that game.
but yeah, it's fun. Like I'm enjoying it. I'll probably play a little bit more of it and see how far it gets until it does get to that point where it's like, I don't know, just
Pay us
just-
money.
Yeah, basically
Or
have to
grind
pay
a
them
lot.
money. Yeah, or grind a lot. So that's fun.
But another game.
The other game that I'm playing, when Ethan saw I was playing this game, he was
burst
like,
out.
Yeah, he
There's
was like,
an
that
outburst.
game. So
Can you even call it a game?
probably not. So
We're talking about Gone Home.
yes.
No, just kidding.
Walking simulator, clickers, same thing.
So PlayStation 4.
More gameplay in a clicker.
So
Calling it out. No.
so PlayStation 4 of all things
Yep.
has
A clicker.
now
Well, it's on a phone. This is a game that's already on
yes,
phones.
but now is also on PlayStation 4, and that's what I played it on this morning while I was
man.
eating my breakfast.
That's the perfect time to play this game.
Adventure
Adventure
Capitalist.
Yes.
And I just downloaded this on my phone right now.
Adventure
Oh
Wow,
no.
Capitalist.
Uh,
This is a game where
you tap on things.
Where you tap on things and you make money, and
you
then
make
you
the
buy
numbers
more things.
Go higher.
And you
make the
and then you
numbers
buy
go up.
managers, so you don't have to click on things anymore, and then click on more things.
I want to make the money.
and then upgrade things to make
Mhm.
more money.
And basically-
And it's and then there's a neat little 1930s like.
I actually really like the art style of this
Yeah.
game. It's pretty cool.
Like
It's
theme
Fallout-esque.
playing, yeah, the art style is really neat.
You
I
got-
like the little tune that plays while you're playing
Have
it.
you got to the moon or Mars?
No,
yet?
I've seen that and like also it's weird like the PlayStation 4 version. This might be in the phone version as well. Like it's teasing like weekly events are gonna happen and where you can do stuff and all this stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weirdly satisfying. And
Did you know if you set the system clock forward?
Yes, I heard that, which is why it's funny because like there are like leaderboards, and I'm just like, who just set their thing to like
Everyone.
10
The ones
years
that has
later or
99999.
Everyone.
Yeah. So
Well, I think this game goes into like the quintuple aliens or what, like, you know, like it goes.
It
like,
was
numbers
like-
that you don't even
Aliens?
it
Yeah.
was like
numbers that you don't even understand.
it was like untillion or
Done.
something.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't even know what it was.
It starts with like billions or millions or something like that.
You
There's
can
something
start out
there.
very quickly getting into that billions millions number, and then like it
exponentially
exponentially stacks from there. Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
word.
no, definitely. It's funny because like at first, like literally, you're just like tapping away and tapping, and then at some point, I was just like sitting back and just waiting and just like
Watching all the numbers.
watching all the
while
numbers just
going
go up.
Going up.
occasionally be like, okay, 2 more like pizza shops, I guess, and like I'll buy another shrimp boat or whatever.
So you just play that in the background, and you just play Monster Hunter.
I could honestly.
just-
Kind of
Well,
how
it's funny
this
'cause it's like-
game is meant to be played.
Because like after a certain point, it was like, it did say it's like, don't forget to take a breather. Just come back and like all the profit will be there when you get back or whatever like that.
Like,
so
just leave the game alone.
yeah, so
Don't play it.
We'll make money for you.
so it's a weird thing, like because it's not even a game really. It's
No.
It's a clicker.
yeah, because there's no decisions to be made really. It's just like, oh, now I made enough to hire a manager, so I don't ever have to click on that again. There's only like one upgrade for each of the things, so it's like, oh, okay, I've got that upgrade. That's all right. That's done then. So
Sometimes
it's
you just don't want choice. Sometimes you just want to just notch the numbers go
What's-
up.
yeah, it's weird. Like I didn't dislike it, and I kind of want to start up again just to see how
Yeah.
high I can make the numbers go.
How high?
But, like,
Yeah.
But
How long
like-
can you go?
but like, yeah, it's such a weird thing, especially to have on a PS4 for no
Yeah.
That's the
reason.
weird part.
It's a phone. This is a phone and iPad game originally.
Yeah.
And PC, and then it went to PC pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
But just all sorts of weird stuff's on PC, so it's like, but then it got curated and was like, yeah, free to play on PlayStation 4. It's like,
It's like,
Yeah, that's
all
the thing.
right.
It's free to play, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
There does seem to be some weird kind of like currency that you can buy or whatever. But
Yes.
It's like, why would you ever for
People-
this game?
people
just
specifically?
like doing
Some
that.
people.
some people want the numbers to go up even more.
Some people want the numbers to go up to be huge. I'm not like that. Some people will tell you I'm not like that. I am like that. I want the numbers to be huge. Tremendous. Sad.
Tremendous.
So that's fun. I'll probably actually start it up when I get home again.
Nice.
Just to see what's going on.
How high are those numbers?
How high are those numbers? Give me the numbers.
Never give me the odds. Alrighty then. Ethan, none of us played any real video games, it sounds like, this week.
Except
So
you.
you've played like every video game.
lot of video games. So I did have a long weekend. So
Not-
that
You had
actually,
a 4-day
You've
weekend.
played
very
every
nice.
video game. Not everything. Not yet.
But let's not talk about that yet. Let's talk about something else that's about going to space. Rimworld.
Woo!
So Rimworld is a game where you
go into space.
You just go into space and you crash land and you gotta make a little colony and you gotta live and try to survive as long as you can. I think maybe the main objective is to get off the planet. I don't know. It doesn't say what exactly to
My
do.
main objective is to make the best,
Sickest colony ever.
sickest colony. And
illest
do,
colony.
The
yeah,
illest
and
col-
do
well, you
sweet
can definitely have the
tricks.
illest
Yo.
colony.
Yo, MTV Cribs, here's my colony.
So the first time I played this
Pimp my
was-
colony.
was very,
We
very.
We put a surround sound system in your colony.
Is this useful? No,
This is gonna weigh your colony down.
but it looks cool. So the first time I played this, this game is more about like having a weird story just told to you, as opposed to just actually like playing the game and being like, oh, we're gonna make this min-max this. It's just like
you create.
it's just stuff just happens and things just happen. So the first time I played was probably the most interesting time. I named all the characters and made them all very personable-ish. You know, you can't actually customize what your character's traits are, but I started with 3 characters and they all had a great time and they were having a good time and loving each other
Having a good
and having
time,
so much
having
fun. And then this fat naked man named Glasses appeared. And
His
he was like,
glasses?
his glasses. His name was Glasses.
Oh,
okay.
I thought this was a different. Wait, you talking about a different? Maybe it was a
It's the
different
same.
name,
It's the
man.
same character, but I remember the name is actually called Glasses.
It's not called
so this
Winnebeak
man,
or whatever.
this
it is.
old
Wiggles.
87-year-old man
All right.
named Glasses came in, and he's useless. So
and naked.
naked. So most of my characters can't haul because they don't want to do dumb labor. So they're hanging around, and Glasses is like, I don't do dumb labor either, but you know what I do? I'm a doctor, and I like to mine. So I made him mine stuff, and that was cool. But then all of a sudden, we got a rabid squirrel coming in, and I didn't really understand how to work the game completely. So this rabid squirrel just destroyed this one settler. It just came in and just murdered him, ripped him to pieces.
Oh, no.
To Glasses?
No, not Glasses, some
Oh.
other guy. Basically, I just looked, and this guy's just running miles away from this rabid
Jeez.
squirrel, because apparently there's different ways to set your settlers.
Yeah.
So you can't directly control them, but you can set them to like different things. If there's a hostile animal, they can either attack it, ignore it, or run away. So they're all set to run away. But the squirrel's so fast that it just caught up and kept murdering the dude. And every time he gets hurt, he would walk slower. So it was just like, oh god. So eventually, I figured out like, oh, if I turn him into like, you can conscript people and turn them into like an army, so you can like fight off raiders and stuff like that. So I did that,
Okay.
killed the squirrel, and this guy like limped back, got in bed, and I was like, oh, this guy is all messed up. And so
This squirrel did
I was
a
like,
number on us.
well,
So
we
Glasses.
patched him up, and he was like, he's good. But then all of a sudden, he got an infection. I was like, oh no.
Glasses is a doctor though.
And
I
then
thought.
Glasses is like, I'm gonna come over and fix this. And he did it, and it just kept saying result poor, result poor. And so the infection kept getting worse. And I was like, oh, what's happening? Oh no, this is bad. So he said his right leg was being super infected, and it was like it said severe infection. I'm like, well, this is the end. I guess this is the end for that villager, unless I amputate his right leg.
Oh my god.
So Glasses came in and was like, I'll amputate his right leg. This 97-year-old man, who's still naked, by the way, with
Why
only a
didn't he
hat.
put any clothes on?
I haven't made clothes yet for him,
Oh.
unfortunately. So he just went and attempted to saw off this guy's leg, and then it just comes up and says, botched amputation.
Oh
and it
my
just, and so it was
God.
just massive blood loss, and it just said pain extreme. And so another villager had to come and fix up all the stuff that Glasses ruined on this poor man.
to be fair, the squirrel sounds like it was the
The
original cause of the problem.
definitely.
If Glasses hadn't have been there, it would have been
we
exactly the
butchered
same.
that squirrel and ate that squirrel.
And enjoyed it.
So yeah, that
You ate the rabid squirrel? That sounds very dangerous.
you know what? We just got food poisoning afterwards. It's fine. So other things that happened was eventually a raid came and this guy had grenades, and I had a pretty solid colony at this point. These grenades ruined everyone. It was just everyone went to hell. Just people lying on the ground, pieces everywhere. And I was like, I gotta fix these guys up. So I started fixing them up, putting them together, and take these grenades. And this guy, our hunter, he was really a really bad shot. And so I'm like, well, if I give him grenades to hunt with,
Oh,
maybe
no.
this will work much
To hunt
better.
with.
Yes. So now you just see this hunt, and I click a little animal to get hunt, and he just runs over and just hear boom, 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 as he misses every time he throws. But then there's a forest fire starts and starts
good.
burning almost everything around the area.
Oh my God.
This is the best colony.
And it was just horrifying. But luckily it started raining. I mean, that
Okay.
was fine. But he started throwing it, and I'm like, all right.
You
These grenades are great. So then a raid
That's the
happens.
conclusion.
A raid happens, and I'm like, all right, well, we got these grenades. It's going to be awesome. So I put all my guys in this little bunker, and they're all going to hang out. And there's a lot of raiders. There's like 2 or 3 people. I think it was 3 people. They came in, and these grenades start throwing. And oh no, one of the bad guys started getting a melee fight with another of my colonists. And what does this guy do?
Chucks
Throws
the
the grenade
grenade
right on
off.
top of him, kills everyone, including the dog.
Oh,
And everyone
no.
is dying. And I'm like, great, everything is ruined. This is terrible.
That was how it ended.
It's not how it
No.
ended. It's not how it ended. At some point, a grizzly bear came.
Oh, grenade him! Grenade
And
him!
unfortunately,
They're out of grenades.
I think the grenade actually pissed off the grizzly bear initially, and it came and just pretty much murdered everyone else.
Nice.
Yeah. It was just this game is just the weirdest thing. Just seeing all the different, because it's like
been
Dwarf
compared
Fortress.
to Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, because it has a whole lot of different mechanics at play. Like everything
Yeah.
is so detailed. You can see people's like needs and thoughts and what they want. And
But you can't control anybody directly.
Yeah, you can't control people directly. So it's kind of like The Sims in a way.
I was gonna say it's kind of Sims, yeah.
In some ways, but you kind of have to make them do work, and sometimes they'll do it, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll be like, I'm not hauling because guess what? I'm a child idol pop star, and I'm not into this physical labor.
I mean, that's always my excuse, so.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happened. There was some other stuff that happened too, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But that wasn't the real way that Colony ended. I think it ended by something else with the grenades.
Oh,
No! What happened is
alive
there's
at
one
this
person
point.
alive, and there was thunder happening, and it was hitting random parts, and then they got struck by lightning
Oh
somehow.
my
Out of all the
God.
chances, they got hit by lightning.
This sounds
It
like
was
literally
hilarious.
the worst luck
It was
ever.
really funny.
Then we played it earlier and nothing
And
happened.
nothing happened.
Literally nothing.
Nothing
It's like,
happened.
no, guys, really, there were grenades and
There was
grizzly
crazy
bears.
stuff.
I'm really excited to play this game because I didn't want to buy it, but Ethan and I share a Steam library. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth a playthrough. I'm actually like, those other times I was playing with other people, and they were kind of like telling me dumb stuff to do, but now I'm alone. I'm just gonna play as well as I can. And my current colony has like 5 people in it, which is quite a lot considering I started out with 3, and then these other people just wandered in, and they joined in. And it was they're pretty cool. They seem
Very
chill so
cool.
far.
Nice.
We'll see how this game goes. I'm really enjoying it. It is an early access, so there's a lot of things I'm like, this is a little janky. Like, why would you, when you start hunting animals and you shoot them, they'll just fall asleep and be like, I'm tired, and just go take a nap, and then you just keep shooting them, and they...
I don't think it's falling asleep. I think that's like in a coma.
No, they actually do fall asleep. They will say Z, 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 and they'll be asleep. And
That's weird.
You can keep shooting them, and then they
Whoops.
might wake up and then be real mad, but usually they don't. It's weird. But yeah, I'm really happy with that game.
The game seems cool. It also seems like it's got a lot of depth to it as well. So
It does, but it surprisingly keeps it manageable, unlike Dwarf Fortress. which-
Yeah, what I've heard is that, Dwarf Fortress is so unimpenetrable, but that this is like, it's very
it's like
straightforward.
Babby version. There's probably like not
Dwarf
as much
Fortress
stuff.
is like super similar, but the thing about Dwarf Fortress is that it doesn't have any kind of graphics or
Yeah.
visual
Yes.
like guide to it. It's just all ASCII, so you gotta like type in everything you want to do, and
ASCII art.
it's weird.
What else?
So what
did I
else,
play?
Ethan? Of all
So-
the 20 games that you played.
I played the Batman. The Batman Telltale. And,
My parents are dead.
Not yet.
there's no my parents are dead. Actually, I'm not going to say it, but everyone else is.
Isn't it Kevin Conroy in this version? So.
No, it's
No,
like
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker.
Oh, okay.
Troy Baker.
And does he play the Joker? Does he play the Joker as well? Does he play everyone?
I
Does he
don't
play
know.
every
I don't even know if
character?
the Joker's in this. Like, does
No.
he hasn't shown
Not so
up.
far.
He may
yet.
show
Well,
up
yo,
later.
he showed up.
You know he's gonna be.
Yo,
in
he
it.
showed up.
You know- you know
Oswald Cobblepot.
Oh, boy, he's not fat yet. He's just a young boy.
Oh, just a young
This
boy.
seems to be the early career Batman.
So you know you're gonna get to episode 3 and it's gonna be like, there's this Joker character. What's this all
Probably.
about? Like,
Of course it will
And
be.
then Mark Hamill's going to appear and be like, I'm back again.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
Actually, no. It's not.
I was gonna
It's going to be
say.
Jared Leto, and it's going to make everyone sad.
Yeah, because that was really popular, and Telltale's like, you know what would be great if we added this really great character from the new movie that everyone loves.
Yeah.
Damn
Anyway,
it.
damaged. Anyway, that
Series.
game is it's all right. It's all right.
That's the
That was my
consensus
ringing
I've heard.
endorsement.
episode 1.
Like, it does some
Yes.
really interesting things with the lore, as you kind of expect, like a new Batman, like comic book or franchise thing to do. Like, it does some
Like his parents.
interesting things. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
They're
but-
still dead.
so you mostly play as Bruce Wayne. You only play as Batman like twice, and then the rest is just like you're just playing Bruce Wayne the whole time, dealing with
That
like
sounds cool.
politics, which is interesting.
That is cool. I've been waiting for a
Yeah.
game that's more like that.
Yeah, no, that part's pretty interesting. I mean, you do play as Batman occasionally. I don't know, maybe you play it 3 times. Play as Batman 3 times. But then you're
But
doing
the
like,
focus isn't on Batman. It's about Bruce.
yeah, and it's not about like fighting either. It's like if you are Batman, you're mostly doing crime scene stuff. The only time you fight like once, no, I guess you fight twice. You fight twice. It's always one more than I
How many
guess.
times do you fight?
You only Batman like twice, maybe 3 times, and then you only fight once,
There's
or
only,
maybe
maybe
twice.
twice.
There's only 4 scenes in the whole episode. So
Maybe
you're only
Maybe there's
Batman, like,
5
4
scenes.
times.
Maybe there's
You're only
5.
Batman, like 4 scenes.
Maybe there's 5 scenes. Anyway, you're Bruce Wayne.
Anyway, you're Bruce Wayne. You're Bruce Wayne. You're Batman. Who are you? You don't know yet.
But you
Your
know,
Alfred,
it has
your
that
li-
Telltale thing where choices don't matter that much. I can
The,
totally get it. Like I
points
could
are
just
made
see
up, but the
through
choices
it.
don't matter.
Although at the beginning you get to choose what color your bat gadget is.
Oh, I saw
Nice.
that.
There's 4 different
Color?
choices.
Your
Look-
bat gadget?
So like
Yeah,
everything has
all
like a
your
hue.
displays
All your
have, like,
displays
different
and like the
colors.
That's kinda
glows of your
cool.
gadgets and things like
Okay.
that.
What
so
did you
what's
go
the
with?
Point?
Purple, dude. Purple's the
Purple?
best.
What's
See, I
the-
saw that and I was like, I'm gonna go with yellow. I'm gonna have to
Yellow
go
looks
with
pretty good
yellow.
too, I bet.
Wait, so what's the point of that?
Just
Was
so
it-
that
look
like your
cool.
bat computer and like your bat devices and shit all have
Glow
So
like
at the
that
very
color.
beginning of the game, it's like, Bruce, what
Yep.
color do you want?
No, it doesn't even
all
say
of
that.
the-
It's literally a pop-up screen. It's just like pick a color for your bat gadget.
Oh.
Yeah. So the
that's
thing that
weird.
they do in this is the unique Telltale thing they do is you get text messages.
Ooh.
So you get text people.
You
as Bruce
up?
Wayne. Yeah, you up.
Stay woke.
You up?
Alfredo was texting you, and you're like, I can't. I'm at a fundraiser. What's going on? Now he's like, get over here. It's the police department's here. Yeah, so they do some interesting things with some characters, and they make an interesting twist at the end. That I was like, oh, okay.
The Joker is here.
No, it's not that. It's a
Yeah.
lot bit different than that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's something I didn't really expect. Which made me kind of go, huh, okay, this. I'm kind of in now. Like before,
They've
I was
definitely
like,
gotten the hang of making their episodes end with a
good, like hook.
reveal of some kind, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the thing I was interested in. I mean, like, despite the fact that I wasn't a huge fan of the Game of Thrones, obviously, go back and listen to the Small Council. The Game
Small
of Thrones
Council, check it out.
Telltale series. I still am not like necessarily soured on the games, and the thing that I was most interested in this one is that it does seem like they're not like necessarily like trying to go so close to like the canon of any one like Batman story. It seems like they're trying to almost like
Do their own
create
thing.
kind of their own sort of.
Sure. I mean, that's kind of
story
how they
about
did
it.
it. They've done it with a lot of,
It's true.
well, I guess.
No, well, because like with
Well,
Walking
again-
Dead, it's like a completely separate
Right,
thing
yeah, I
that
feel like
doesn't
they're
really-
creating
Game
their
of
own.
It's
Thrones
different when you have a
or-
main character. It's like, oh, this is Batman. We're going to tell our own
Borderlands
Batman
2, I
type
feel like it's
story.
kind of like their own.
Well, Borderlands is canon, so I don't know.
Well, I mean,
As canon as that game
yeah,
can
but I
be.
mean, you can't do a canon in a comic book. There's no.
That's true, exactly,
There's,
so-
there's so much.
I mean, it's their own comic book
Multiverse.
story thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's their
thankfully
own
they're
thing.
not doing an Arkham game or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, everyone has their own take. I mean, that's kind of the thing about comic books is you get the same basic story, and then you move it around. By the way, they really talk about Batman's parents a lot. Like the fact that it's like, oh, I'm sorry, your parents. It's like, okay, I get it. And he looks at
I
his screen,
really
he's like,
can't
he's dead.
wait for a game about Batman that just doesn't mention that
Oh,
or something.
never forget. Never forget.
Oi, Bruce,
I really like.
Your
That's the
mother.
thing is
Your
a lot of the
mother.
side characters I liked. I liked Cobblepot's new take, the way they took on him.
Oh yeah, what's it
Harvey
with
Dent
him?
is an interesting character too, despite him looking super ripped, more
Yeah,
ripped
he
than
Yeah.
looks like a football
He's
more
player.
giant.
more jacked than Batman. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh
He
really?
has like
I
a
had so-
huge chin.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
he look-
seen this. I haven't seen this.
He looks
I
like
saw
he looks like
a
Gaston.
snippet.
No,
He
and
kind of does.
And he's the district attorney.
Well,
Yeah.
no one
I'm
fights
sure
like
I'm sure
him,
nothing
or-
bad will happen to him
Nope.
over the course of this.
Nope, not at all, especially not-
Yeah, he's a big
Catwoman's in it, right?
Yes.
Catwoman's in
And of
it.
course,
So,
Alfred.
Is-
so of
Is
course
Selena
Penguin's
Kyle
in
in it or just
Selena
Catwoman?
Kyle's in it.
Okay.
what's the take on the Penguin? That's
But Penguin is a
He's like-
skinny. He's like a little skinny, like weird
He's
British guy.
young and like he grew up with Bruce, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind
Oh,
of
he's
their
they're kind
backstory
of going
here.
more with the
Gotham.
well, like the '60s Penguin wasn't super fat.
Oh,
Like-
sure.
Well, it was Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't like.
So he's got like henchmen that is like this one's Hawkeye
no,
and this one's Hawkeye and this one is
the Penguin.
Vulture.
The Penguin wasn't really fat until
Well,
Tim
interesting
Burton's-
enough,
Tim
you go to
Burton's
his this is a minor spoiler, I guess, but he go to Cobblepot's. I know Cobblepot has his own like park in Gotham, and you go there and you see his dad statue, and it looks pretty much exactly like the Penguin iconically does. Interestingly enough, so-
Interesting.
Oh, they're doing some interesting stuff that keeps me kind of go, all right, I'm kind of down. I mean,
Yeah.
the episode wasn't very long; it was like an hour and a half. So I was like, yeah,
Really?
It seemed very
Usually-
short, honestly, compared to most other ones.
Right.
But maybe I was just
I feel like the first episodes tend to be a little bit shorter.
really. I thought they were always longer. I could be wrong. Anyway,
How's it look? Showing its age.
you know what?
The Telltale
the
engine.
style looks okay, and the animations, like, they're a little bit like, and once the sound went out, and it was like, there's a shooting scene, and it's like, there's no
like-
gunfire, and I was like, it worked for the situation. If that makes you, that won't explain the
We'll
situation,
shoot
but
you with our invisible guns.
yeah. But it's cool because you can play like a cocky Bruce Wayne, like a brutal Batman who's just like, I don't care, I'm gonna break his arm, I don't care.
Nice.
You don't have to break his arm, but you can break
Your
his arm.
choices matter, though.
But you can be like
If
also
you break his arm in the first episode, in the second episode, he's gonna be wearing a cast.
Yeah, totally.
Yup.
That goon will remember that.
Poor kid. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I
feel-
recommend it if you into Batman and you're kind of into like, oh, I think Telltale's all right,
I feel
but
like, I feel like Telltale's just not like we've a couple times. I think we said something along the lines of like the next one they should try and do something a little bit different. I feel like
Yeah.
they're not. like they add like one new thing every.
There's always
every,
one unique thing, and it's like, it's like the most minor gameplay.
But I feel like
They
after
are-
playing, oh, go ahead.
They are the Cryptozoic deck building.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
I feel like
Video games.
after playing Tales from the Borderlands, though, it's hard for me to be excited about Batman because the way that game like parodies other Telltale games, like the amount of like.
I probably wouldn't recommend it because if you're getting kind of burnt out, it's like it doesn't do
Yeah.
enough to make it interesting unless you're like really into Batman.
Yeah.
So
Tales from the Borderlands is so good.
Yeah,
though.
Tales from the Borderlands is
Like,
great.
I feel like that's a perfect endpoint for me until they actually do
like
Something
something
different.
crazy different.
something
Or
weirdly
update
different.
their engine or
Because
anything.
because it's just like the amount of like you should remember that instead of, or like
Yeah, it does that. It definitely.
it's
does
like you won't remember that or something, like just stuff like that of
Where they parody their own stuff.
parodying
yeah.
their own stuff.
Yeah, no, that game's great. So the other game I played, this was the Battlefield 1 Alpha. I think it was the Alpha. Was it the beta or Alpha? I can't remember anymore.
Super alpha, early access, pro level, consumer, tech test,
Well,
alpha, beta.
Let me just say, I tried
Adventure.
to play it.
Okay.
I loaded into a map, and I
Right.
could walk around, and I was like, "Oh man, dude, this game looks amazing! Like, the graphics are so good."
World War One.
And I walked around, and I was like,
good back then.
"Oh, I can't pull up a gun. There's
oh,
no
this
gun.
is a problem.
Oh, I guess I just walked.
They didn't
This
have
is like
guns back then.
screenshot
They
mode.
didn't have guns
Oh,
back
okay. So I couldn't pull up a gun. So I restarted my game. Still couldn't pull up a gun. I couldn't pull up a gun the
This
entire
is like
time.
when your sword disappeared in The Witcher.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically
Maybe
that.
maybe it's an artistic take on
I don't know.
when you really don't even have a gun.
Maybe. So I tried it,
Just like
and I
World
was
War
very
One.
upset that I couldn't do that.
Were you
So
playing as the Russians? Because they actually had that problem in real life.
no, there's only one map. It was
You
only
have your
the
club.
British.
Supplies. Aww.
You will take this club. Was good enough for cavemen. Let's go.
Potatoes too much.
Potato.
Worth too much.
Grenades are valuable, comrade.
So you had a great time with it.
Yeah, so that bummed me out a lot. I mean, I thought the game was really pretty, so I got to experience it. Man, there's something about like the way those games have like the visceral action. Like they do it. DICE is such a good way of like making multiplayer games feel like, whoa, this is some crazy stuff going on
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I've been seeing like all the little like highlight videos and stuff for it, and for some reason it's like I couldn't have cared less about the last couple of Battlefield games, but like this one, I'm.
It's very different in a lot of ways. For example,
you ride a horse.
So that was the thing, is this was the beta that I got a horse, and I was like, oh, sick. So I got on the horse, and everything worked. I could shoot my gun on the
swing
horse.
your sword.
I could swing my sword. And so my entire time of the game was me dying a lot. And then I got on this horse, rode up with my sword, and went,
Wait, so you were in a
"Yeah!"
match with other people?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like you were just in an empty
No.
blank map that
No,
you were
I
just,
was
like,
in a
walking
match, and
around
just stuff
in.
was going around, and I couldn't participate. I just died.
just
Yeah,
had
it
to
sounds like
watch.
a Russian. I'm pretty sure you were playing as the Russians.
So I got like a sword on a horse, and I just found a guy and went, yeah, and sliced him, and I was like, oh, I killed a dude. That was I audibly went out loud, dude, that was sick. And then I got off my horse, and I'm like, oh my gun, I still don't have one, and then I got shot. So I was
What a
like,
weird
well,
glitch.
this game is an alpha, so I mean,
And it's a Battlefield game.
Yeah, Battlefield games always come in super hot and have like tons of bugs.
What? I don't know what
and
you're
stuff.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Probably gonna pick it up for Xbox though, because I feel like the people I know who's gonna play that game are gonna be playing it on there.
Nice.
Despite how good it looks on PC,
Mm.
that'll be hamstringed by the doggone underpowered Xbox. That's all right. But yeah, that game seems really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Despite
you can play with Snoop Dogg if you play on Xbox.
can you?
Yeah, I mean he totally plays it all the time.
Why?
You saw
Oh,
E3.
I thought you said
saw
like he was a
you-
playable character
saw
or
you-
something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know
Yeah, you know
Snoop
World
Dogg.
War One, Snoop Dogg. You know
Yeah,
him,
the hero.
the hero of World War One.
Snoop's got a secret weapon backstage. Oh, we can
Oh, look
say
at
what
that!
it is.
It's weed. It's weed. It's totally weed. Look at that! Look what he's smoking right there on the camera in the camera shot.
That was so funny.
Snoop don't care. Snoop don't care.
He's running into a wall.
It
It's
is
secret
interesting too
technique.
because there's a button that says switch to Battlefield 4, and I'm like, what is this? Like a one world area where I can just play as all the
I
battlefields?
think aren't they doing? Yeah, I think they didn't. They say
Battlefield
it's,
Nation.
they're doing like a Battlefield like
Is there a button for
one
it?
client kind of thing, and then you
Maybe.
just like start the game from
That could be kind
client.
of interesting though, honestly, because then it could keep their franchises. Because well, although 4 is like exactly like 3, except maybe a little bit better.
Hardline.
Yeah, Hardline's different, but
Gotta toss that RPG into the launcher
yeah,
with the weird 1 in a
Animation.
million reload animation or whatever.
yeah. So I'm actually kind of excited about Battlefield 1, not as much as Titanfall, but Battlefield 1 seems pretty
Speaking
neat.
of Titanfall,
WWE 2K16.
That
the
is
Titans,
nuts.
they're
Oh,
fighting.
man.
Oh. Yeah, so I Games for Gold had for Xbox had WWE 2K16, and I was like, I haven't played a wrestling game since Day of Reckoning 2 for GameCube.
That's a great one to go.
That's a good game. So it's like, man, everyone says these new wrestling games are kind of bad. How bad could they be?
I'm not going to find out because I have better things to do with my time.
That would have been
Wait.
that would have been much smarter to do, Amber. Unfortunately, I decided to play this game, and I was like, well, at least the worst thing that happened, I could pick John Cena and hear his theme song, so that was cool.
Okay.
So I was like, oh man,
him enter the ring.
yeah, and then Randy Orton, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna fight these guys, and I'm like, and it gives you these tutorial pop-ups. It gives you like a little like list of like how to play, and then as you do things, as certain things happen, it pops up. And it's like, oh, you just got this submission. Like if you're having if you guys grappled the first time, so now you have to like try to move the stick in a certain direction and hold it and find the hot spot. And if you find the hot spot before your opponent, then you get to have the advantage, and then you can do the grapple. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. First thing I do that, I did that. That's cool. And then another one's like, you guys are grappling at the same time, again, for some different reason. But now, you have to play a rock, paper, scissors match, basically. So you have to pick like lower, upper, down, or something like that. And it's like one beats the other, and it's like, what is going on? So basically, you're playing a super slow fighting game.
Okay.
That interrupts you about every 20 seconds.
So
is like,
play a mini game.
So play this really mediocre mini game, and then go back to fighting.
They realized the wrestling wasn't very interesting. It's like, quick, we have to put all these mini games
So
in the
another
middle.
thing they do is they try to if some move happens, it switches the camera angle and goes like, oh man, here's a crazy shot of like it happening, which makes it feel more like
The
wrestling when you're
TV,
watching it.
Oh, right.
But it's like, why? Stop.
That's the thing is, like, I remember from the last 2K game I played, like, for a big move, it would pull the camera out and like change the angle, and sometimes it's like, but wait, no, I needed to angle that move a certain way so I could get him away from the rope, so we wouldn't get a rope break, like when I went for the pin or whatever, and that just threw me off completely. Or whatever.
You're like, oh man.
And there's a whole weird mini game with pinning, so I like got pinned instantly because I didn't understand how it worked. Because it's like you have to hit when you get pinned, you have to this thing goes down, goes one, and then you have to try to get in this hole. And if you don't get it, you do it again, and you do it again, and it's like a circle thing that goes around.
How many of these different little mini
There's at least
things?
like 5, I think. 5 different mini games. You have to learn all of them. And I'm like,
what
this
happened?
isn't accessible at all. Like this is like if you want to
That
have your
sounds
friend
obnoxious.
Yeah, like I just remember like. I mean, I played the AKI old, No Mercy and stuff like that. Even Day of Reckoning had a very similar, like, simple, just like
strong grapple,
light grapple,
strong
do a
strike,
thing,
light strike.
Yeah.
This is your block. This is like your run.
They're very
move.
simple. They didn't
now
have all
use
the
those
stuff.
same use those same like things in any situation, and you'll get what you think you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like if I hit the like run button while I'm grappling, that's gonna go do an Irish whip.
Yeah.
If I grapple him in the corner, that's gonna do a corner move or whatever.
This one's
and
like
mash your like anything to get out of a pin or to try and submit the guy. Just mash like crazy.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Just different like
hope for the best.
Different
So-
like moves and stuff. They're
Exactly.
pretty easy.
So then there's this other reversal mechanic, which is super hard to hit. So every time anything happens, you have a chance to hit a right trigger, and maybe you'll get a reversal on that move. But
Like
it's
a parry, basically?
kind of like a parry, yeah.
Okay.
But it's anytime. So like you can either hit it and it'll be like too late.
Yes,
fast.
it shows the like prompt
Yeah,
that
too
says
fast.
too
I'm
late.
like, oh great, cool. So I just keep using it. And I'm like, I can't. Like I'm so busy concentrating on trying to hit this stupid reversal that I can't actually like do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then each reversal takes away part of your bar, so eventually you just run out of reversals, and then you just die, and there's nothing you can do.
Nice.
This game's really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all.
It's like they do some interesting stuff with like,
Sounds
honestly,
apt.
honestly, like the character stuff is like kind of bad too, because they
'Cause
look
it's wrestling?
kind of they look
Sorry.
They look-
Hey.
Sorry,
It sounds
Ricardo.
they're accurately modeling the
all the
wrestling experience,
the
WWE
all the
experience.
quote unquote divas are like poorly. They look like they
Yeah,
didn't put
they
any
still
effort
don't-
into
they,
them.
They still didn't. I
Really?
think even in this new
It's
one.
just like I'm like, oh, that's Rusev. That's Lana from Rusev's Man. Oh, she looks like not like Lana at all.
Like they just all look like ass, basically.
Basically, yeah,
They're all ass.
yeah, and their face looks weird, and it's like this doesn't look like that person at all. It's really
Doesn't
I don't
look
know.
human.
it's really like hit and miss with like who looks good in
Yeah.
the game, huh?
It
Because
is.
like John Cena looks great.
And Finn Balor had his cool entrance. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
sick, that's cool. But like, I don't know, man. It's just
It's bad.
It's bad. Like I remember, like you have to be like a super wrestling fan and not actually play video games to really like this game because it's just like it's just not fun to play.
Yeah.
Kayfabe.
What?
Moving on. Next game.
So anyway, that game's not very good.
Yeah.
That's the point of it. But it's free, and I got it again in a Humble Monthly bundle. So
Yes, you did. We looked at your listens
So
like
you have two.
So I have two. I have
Two
maybe
he's got a free copy out there for you.
yeah, maybe I'll give
If
it
you want
away.
a bad video
If
game.
you want a bad video
Even
game?
though you have a good video game to give away in that same bundle, you have
I have
Soma,
yeah, I know.
which is
That's
which
such
is
a
good
great
video
game.
Oh, it's almost good.
But yeah, I think that's all the games I played. It was quite a lot.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought you did. I thought you did Attack on or Titanfall 2 is what I was gonna say, but you did
That was a while
last
ago.
week. That
Yeah,
was
I
a
didn't.
couple
I didn't
weeks
play it because they had a new test going on.
ago.
I
Yeah,
didn't
so
get a
I
chance
thought
to
you
play
might
it.
have gone.
I wish it
that.
was Attack on Titan.
I really want. Have you guys seen the Attack on Titan game?
I've
Like,
seen
I know you guys
some-
aren't super fan of
it
the
looks
anime.
okay.
It looks all right.
It looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, we were kind of geeking out over it just because it's like
Just the movement of it looks awesome.
Yeah,
just like
flying
just
around.
like super flying, like Spider-Man style, like
Looked
swinging.
alright.
Yeah,
It
it
looked
looks
cool.
alright.
It looks like it has some stuff, but isn't it like Dynasty Warriors kind of thing?
kind
It
of.
seems kind of like that, but it's not. It's not Dynasty Warriors because you can't fly in Dynasty Warriors.
You're also not just
Subjugation.
like taking out a
also-
bunch of
That's true,
fodder.
you're doing the
not
opposite.
Fighting, you're not fighting millions of men. You're fighting one giant naked man.
That's terrifying.
That's what I always wanted.
And he's smiling at you.
Oh yeah. Looking at me, and I look at him, and I cut his neck, and then he dies.
But it's full price, so until it
Comes
goes
in
on
the back of
sale,
the
we're probably not.
Yeah,
gonna
that
buy
doesn't
it.
seem like a full price.
It's not
No.
quite worth.
I would say,
well,
like,
I don't know. I haven't played it, but
30, 40
just like No Man's
bucks.
Sky. Oh.
Oh, you know what? If No Man's Sky had been even $40, I
Yeah.
think the conversation around it would be a lot different.
I agree.
Maybe.
I wouldn't say
I
no.
don't-
I wouldn't say. I'm not saying like it would be free of all of its problems. That's not what I mean. I just mean that I don't think people would feel as upset
Cheated.
as
Yeah.
as they did.
Well, that and the hype, but that's a
The
different
hype, yeah.
conversation.
The hype is a completely different thing.
That's anyway. That's a whole separate subject. But speaking of which, it is time for the news.
The
Oh, my
news,
clock's a
of
little
which I
slow.
didn't find.
Don't have the
that
news.
much. Ethan has
I got the
some
news.
in
Yeah,
front of him.
Ethan's got his
I ha-
magical laptop.
I have a laptop here, Matt. You don't have to turn around. Then. Oh, okay. Matt's gonna look at his
Alright.
computer
Alright,
behind him.
okay.
and
And
Just,
he's on Facebook.
Alright.
just
right
looking at
now, so-
Facebook, going
Yeah.
to the Google Doc.
just checking his notifications.
I've got the
How
news
many
right
po-
here in front of me,
how
like
many
I've always
pokes?
had.
Go
Alright.
ahead, Ethan.
All right, guys.
Ethan, tell us the news.
Listen, it's all about Nintendo Direct. They announced the.
What are you-
Oh, jeez, it's stopping.
What do you? Now you're playing YouTube videos. At least I was not making sound.
I think that's
That's
just
the
the
Nintendo
Nintendo
Direct.
Direct.
That's
That's
right,
fine.
they're playing.
Anyway, Nintendo Direct happened.
Yeah.
And they announced
It's completely
The
NX,
NX,
bro,
the NX is
No,
coming
they
out. Yeah,
specifically-
check it. Oh wait, this
They
is
specifically said in front of this thing is like, no, this is not gonna have
This
any
is-
NX stuff. Don't expect any NX.
But
stuff.
they said they're gonna
completely-
drop some NX stuff in September. So
This is completely based.
Oh, really? So this
on-
year? This
Yeah.
month?
Well, they have
This
to.
year?
They have to because it's coming out in like
March.
March, so they have to say something at some point.
they said September. There were gonna be
But
a
they specifically
major.
said-
That's a 6-month hype train. They could
But they
probably get it
specifically said
going.
when they announced this Nintendo Direct, they specifically said like this Nintendo Direct is not going to have any NX news at all.
So that made me
Don't get
because they
excited.
announced a fairly new amount of games. I wonder if the NX is going to be.
This was
Probably
completely based around the 3DS.
Yes.
Yeah.
3DS only, and no Wii U because that console is done.
Apparently.
Aw.
So
Has been for a while.
It apparently is so much that this
They move all
Nintendo
these
Direct
games
was
onto the
essentially
3DS.
just all these Wii U games that are coming to 3DS.
So Super Mario Maker, let's port that and take out the best part about it.
Or not even just the best part, but like the most obvious essential part
Yeah.
of like let's make Super Mario Maker without online sharing of levels.
Perfect. Just what I wanted. Not at all.
I mean, like honestly, like the stylus aspect of it works really well, which is why the Wii U is so great for making levels.
I think the 3DS would work
So
great too.
3DS would make sense. I totally understand why you'd want to put this on the 3DS. But why would you take out the online sharing? Like, how can the 3DS not
Yeah, I
handle
don't
that? Like, what do you, what's
quite
what's
understand
the reasoning? Like,
that reasoning or what this
there's
version.
clearly online play on 3DS games.
Yeah, I'm
so,
not
like,
sure what this version necessarily brings to the table that wasn't in the Wii U version, except
You
for
can take it with you.
yeah, you can take it with you, and you can, I guess, Street Pass and locally share levels, which is not.
Yeah,
necessarily the most
there's no new
efficient way.
features, right? There's
I
no,
just wonder
like,
why
oh,
they
new level
didn't-
sets are.
I just wonder why
you
they
know.
didn't allow that. I guess it's just because the SD cards are smaller, or I don't.
Maybe,
know.
but that's not a good. Like,
No, it's not.
those levels can't be that big, right? Like,
No, they can't be.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's just because you're not connected to online all the time because they expect you to be carrying this 3DS around.
I mean, no
don't
matter
know.
what, like Monster Hunter has online play, Mario Kart has online
true,
play. Like so many
yeah.
games have online play. Like it's so weird to say that we're not gonna allow you to play. Like you're not even playing with another person. You're
Yeah,
just
you're
downloading
just
a level and then that's it. Like
I don't know. It's weird.
it's weird.
Maybe
And
they just couldn't get it over in time, or too many problems.
then
or
they
who
don't. I
knows.
mean, don't do it then.
Yeah, just don't buy this
Yeah.
game for the 3DS.
it's odd because
Well, they also announced Yoshi's Woolly World with more
Part two.
Poochie.
Woo.
More Poochie.
That's
Poochie's the
what I
best.
wanted.
I mean, you can play as Poochie. Poochie, to be fair, though, I kind of liked it better when he was just this
A dumb
amazing dog that just wouldn't die to anything and just mess up your game. But now you actually can play him. It kind of takes the magic out, you know?
Just like.
but now you can
Oh wait,
beat
now I
it,
can't
dog.
remember Mega Man's dog. What's Mega Man's dog's name?
Rush.
Rush.
Yeah.
It's like Rush.
It's just like when you play the
It's just like
Palicos
Rush.
in Monster Hunter.
Yep.
All the magic's gone.
No, what?
I know, I'm just
It's that game better.
He's like,
I
what?
know.
What-
Because you can still kick Palicos.
Palico Jordan. No.
What else did they announce?
Let's see. We got Picross 3D Round 2.
Yeah. Woo!
Amber loved Picross 3D.
I actually really did, so I was kind of super
There you go.
excited about
How
this.
much is Picross 3D 2?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Probably a full price
Yeah,
game.
full price game. Phoenix
I'll buy
Wright,
it.
Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice,
Go.
Hyrule
Phoenix
Warriors
Wright.
Legend.
What?
So I guess
They
this
already
is,
came
is
out
that,
with the Hyrule
is that all the
Warriors
DLC?
for
put
3DS.
together?
Yeah, this is they announced more DLC for Hyrule Warriors
Okay.
Legends,
Which was-
aka the bad version of
Yep.
that game.
But Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass.
Yes.
Those are
Ever
the
Oasis?
Same Link. Oh no, those aren't the same Link and Zelda.
No,
Lincoln.
different.
They
Linkle.
did Linkle. Let's go.
Ever Oasis. I don't know what that is.
They
announced that.
I didn't see that one.
they announced a lot of amiibos.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a Poochie amiibo.
What?
Oh.
Really? Are you serious?
There's gonna be a Poochie amiibo.
Okay, I'm
There
kind of
A
are
mad.
Peachy amiibo?
Is it a Wooly Poochie?
Yes. There
Oh,
is.
are you serious?
Ethan's Dave.
Ethan is
Hold
Goog-
up, hold
Ethan
up. I
is
did not
Googling
see
this
that.
right now as we speak.
I gotta check this out. Hold up. Stop
Gotta
the
see
clock.
this.
Gotta see.
amiibos right there.
Yeah, these are our amiibos, but there's not the new ones. What is amiibo? Line up. Let's go. I
What
gotta
is
stop this
amiibo?
podcast.
We are halting the podcast now for Ethan to look at amiibos. Amber is looking at her email.
No, I'm
she's-
checking the amiibos.
She's googling an email.
There. Right
Oh my god.
That's a pretty great.
Oh,
That's a pretty
oh.
great Poochie.
This is a really great. I have to buy this now.
there.
It's loading. It's gotta let's take a second.
Poochie amiibo.
I'm gonna look it on my phone.
Oh, it's loaded.
That's. I could be honest. I'm not like as big of a fan of Poochie, but that's a pretty great.
That's an
a pretty
That's
Amazing.
great amiibo.
adorable.
That's a pretty great amiibo.
Hold up.
Yeah, there's a Wooly Poochie amiibo. There is apparently
Now you're texting someone. That's not. Ordering.
Someone else
Apparently
needs to
only-
know about
apparently
this.
only that's the only one Ethan cares about. But there's also
Oh, I think-
Wind Waker, Link, and Zelda amiibos.
Wait, those
That's
aren't.
kinda
Those
cool.
weren't already a
No.
thing.
Those are
I
brand
guess
new.
not.
Those are brand new.
Huh, I swore,
Also,
I
Link
could've sworn for-
Ocarina of
I could
Time.
have sworn for Smash Brothers they would have had.
There might have
Link-
been a Toon Link,
Link
But
Rider.
not-
but
not
not
Wind
a
Waker.
Wind Waker.
What?
Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Wind
there
Waker.
was a Toon Link one. Okay, I'm
and
not wrong.
Zelda.
Yeah.
No, but that is Toon Link. That could have been from Spirit Tracks
Toon Link.
or Phantom
Toon Link is
Hourglass,
from Wind
for
Waker.
all we know. This is literally Link with the Wind Waker doing the little pose he does on the front. I'm gonna mimic it right now.
Yeah,
like
good
this,
good pose, good pose.
like that. And then Zelda is also
They also announced
Zelda.
They also announced a 30th edition Link, so it's basically like the
Oh, yeah.
Pixel Mario, like the one you have, Matt, but it's now a Pixel Link.
Oh yeah, how's that look? Let me see.
Right here.
Oh, yes,
I got it
Pixel
right
Link.
here. As I click the button and it loads.
I accidentally clicked a different button.
Looks pretty
Eh,
cool.
so I'm not as big of a fan of Pixel Link as I am. of
Yeah,
Pixel
that's
Mario.
true.
Same here. I mean, it looks cool, but yeah, but Pixel
I'm
Mario.
really, I'm really happy
good.
with my only amiibo purchase of Pixel Mario.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to go to this.
that's from. That
I do
Link is
yarn
from-
only.
That Link is
Zelda
from
game.
Zelda.
Original Legend of Zelda is your favorite?
That's my favorite.
He's never
one.
played any of the 3D ones.
No, but I mean, like,
I
Link
played
to the
them.
Past and Link's
19.
Awakening are considered like among the best of the 2D ones.
Yeah, but I like the original one.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just surprised.
But
I'm
you're
saying you're
wrong.
wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I
I love Link Between Worlds and Link to the Past are both really good.
think Team Worlds was really good. Mario Party Star Rush.
Oh
Yep.
man,
That's been announced, but
gonna
they
come
announced
back
on the
later.
Star. Yeah. We got Dragon Quest 7. We got
That's
Sonic
could be
Boom Fire and
interesting.
Ice.
Oh yes.
No one
Nice.
cares.
Disney Magical World 2. which I actually don't know what that
I
is.
don't know what that is.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Yeah. Whoa, really?
Yeah, that one's coming out called Apocalypse.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
And we got Yokai Watch 2.
Oh, yeah.
And then more Pokemon Sun and Moon stuff. And they announced a new 3DS XL with like a galaxy picture.
Oh yes, I
Looks
saw
pretty
this
cool.
before they released it.
Yeah, it looks
but-
all right.
Yeah, it looks really cool, but it's also just like, why now? Why now?
Why not?
Why
That's
this night?
I mean, they released that little Wii U, like not, or that little Wii, that one time.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
it, like right before it was in Canada or whatever. The mini Wii, like right after the
Yeah,
Wii
I
died.
remember.
But the most important thing, guys, is now your Street Pass Mi Plaza can hold 100 people instead of 10.
Oh, yeah. That
Finally,
actually is kinda cool.
After it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna
They've
say
decided-
after I've stopped ever checking that.
They've decided finally to add 100 people. I can't even imagine playing a game with 100 now, though. And they added 4 new 3DS games, or what is it called, Street Pass games. So if you're into those things, I don't know. I kind of like, after the charm of just doing those 2 games was the best. But then after a while, it went to 4, and I was like, now I have to do 6 games and check them with 10 people. And it's like,
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like the Find Me and then the puzzle thing was cool, and then
Yeah.
some of those games when they expanded the plaza were cool, but then it was also like
I really like
some
the
of them were bad, and it's
yeah.
like,
Some of
but
them
yet
were
you
not
like the
good.
plant one was kind of dumb.
but yet you
Yeah.
still kind of felt compelled to check every single one. I actually kind of
I know you like the plant one, but
plant one
I
to
prefer
be-
the what is it, the Shogun one where you're fighting with the
Oh yeah, the
massive armies of
yeah.
me. I like that one. Actually, no, maybe those will be okay if you get 100, because then you could go to a convention for a day, grab
Get
your
a
100
ton.
guys, because 100 is pretty doable at a convention.
But like now, when hardly anyone's carrying around their 3DS.
That's true, but even then, it's possible to get 100.
It's
Again, you won't have to be
possible.
checking. Is the thing? It's
You'll
like
easily be able to get 100. Like, even though no one is really like, when you say no one, that's like saying no one is playing Pokemon Go, which means like it's not giant anymore, but there are still a lot of people playing Pokemon Go, and
That's
there are
true.
still a lot of people carrying around their 3DSs. You'll easily get 100
at a convention, yeah. So I mean, going home and then checking them all and going through all your games might be kind of okay. That'd be kind of a nice thing to relax to. Maybe I'll try it next time. Next time I go to a convention, which maybe BlizzCon might be my next. We'll see.
So yeah, that was Nintendo Direct.
So yeah, Nintendo Direct, interesting stuff.
Kind of.
What's this article, Ricardo?
Okay, is this the
Sony.
Yeah, okay, so Sony, I guess in the wake of Pokemon Go, Sony is aggressively pursuing mobile apps. Up to this point, they're kind of I think their strategy towards mobile apps was selling their systems, like was to integrate with their home systems and selling those
right.
systems. But now their Kaz Hirai has revealed that they are pushing more aggressively into actually developing mobile standalone apps.
I think it's
New
interesting. that they-
Parappa the Rapper coming to mobile.
That'd be legit.
yeah, I was gonna say I think it's interesting that they eyed Pokemon Go and it's like, yeah, we can totally get into that. And it's
Basically.
like, yeah, with all your great PlayStation franchises.
Like
You did
Alright.
PlayStation All Stars.
Alright.
Remember how great
Jack
that
and
was?
Jack and Daxter.
Tab.
BioShock, man.
Drake's.
Bioshock,
Yeah, I was gonna say Drake's
Nathan
Tap
Drake.
Venture or something like that.
Wasn't there
Nathan,
already-
tap that.
Wasn't there already?
no, that's a different. That's a different game.
Oh,
Wasn't there already like an endless runner that was like
I think there
Uncharted or
was.
I
something?
think I think it was Temple Run.
And they just reskinned
but they
it,
just
right?
like an additional character came out for Temple Run or something like that. That was like
Nathan
because
Drake.
I remember
doesn't
seeing
look
like
like-
some weird Nathan Drake
I think you're
like
right.
mobile like weird
I feel
art
like it
style
was
Nathan
just
Drake
that
where his
one.
neck was like really long. Like it was a weird art style.
That's just Uncharted 4, dude.
they've already. Oh wait,
You're right.
that's Ubisoft. Never mind. Forget me.
Oh well, you're gonna talk about all the other
Rayman.
games,
Rayman
right? Oh,
had a
Rayman.
bunch of runner games on mobile.
Oh, right, but that's
That's
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
I know they would never do this because who the heck would ever like talk about this? But man, a mobile Parappa the Rappa, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be neat.
I'm just saying.
I'll be alright with that.
Yeah.
More rhythm games.
Yeah, there really isn't a lot of it in the
Rhythm Heaven.
Well, that's
mobile.
why I was saying,
Rhythm
like-
Heaven for Rhythm Heaven for. I mean,
Oh,
they just came
yeah,
out with one
you're
for 3DS,
right.
which is
I
amazing
forget.
apparently. But I really want Rhythm Heaven.
Oh yeah,
I
we never played that one.
I
It's
keep-
$40. That's why. Or no, it was 30. I think it was 30,
30.
but it was still $30.
I keep forgetting because we were looking at the trailers and I saw that the new Hatsune Miku game was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I should really get that. I really want a rhythm game.
Just play
Domino
Rhythm
starring
Heaven too.
Hatsune Miku.
Yep.
Have you heard of Hatsune Miku?
But yeah.
So
this
the
is
Vita's dead,
interesting.
dude.
Also, they've curtailed a lot of development,
Not even MLB The Show is coming to
Mobile
Vita.
games are the new Vita games.
which is why when we watched that one trailer and it was like Vita coming soon, I was
Like,
like,
eventually,
yeah, I'm
after we
sure
get
No,
this
here's
out.
the thing. It's like
It'll come
a
out.
lot
but-
of indie developers really like putting stuff on the Vita.
Well, I don't think
it's
it's
just
they'd
'cause-
really like to. I think that it's probably not that hard to once you've already
yeah.
developed it for the PS4. I'm sure
Yeah,
they've kind
sure.
of made it.
It's probably worth. It probably is enough worth to them where they're like, yeah, well, this runs. It's pretty easy. It's a fairly powerful
Get that
system.
cross buy too. So
Yeah, you get that cross buy. So maybe we'll get some more people because the value proposition goes up with cross buy, where it's like, oh, if I buy this on PS4, I can also play it on here. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's interesting. Interesting, Sony.
We'll see what happens.
interesting move, Sony. Interesting.
We'll see how it
move.
plays out.
Yes.
Another interesting move is what the website YouTube has done.
Oh.
YouTube was like, hey, are you going to talk about horrible things? Well, we're not going to give you money for it.
Ricardo,
anymore.
what's your thoughts on this?
I am worried about game.
Yeah.
Good thing PewDiePie cut down on his rape jokes a long time ago. He was prepared in advance.
So, wait. Is Game Grumps? Did they actually mention anything about them getting
They
their...
made like a little statement. Aaron, aka Eagle Raptor, made like a little statement. He basically was just like, "How does it affect us? Literally, we don't know.
Literally, we don't know.
We don't know."
They use some colorful.
This is an interesting.
language.
So, like, what are the official rules, Ethan? Is it listed on this
Official
article?
rules apply.
Official rules are basically...
If you want to monetize anything at all, you can't. Like,
You can't talk about anything sexually suggestive, including partial nudity and sexual humor, violence,
Oh man, you're
including-
just screwed.
including displays of serious injury or events related to violent extremism, inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language, promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items, and controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown.
This is honestly a lot of things. Like, this is not just gaming. Like, there are
No.
YouTube channels all about politics. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they have ads. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, there are YouTube channels all about, like, news coverage.
I mean,
like,
that's
how is that?
The thing too, though,
well, it
is
says the
it's-
use and abuse of such items, such as these events. So it's like using them as
Okay.
like, oh, it's like a humor thing. Like,
Yeah, it's more so like people
Okay.
saying
That's the
stupid
thing.
stuff.
Is
Yeah.
like right now. I think the
well, it
main
says the
thing.
use, but it also says the use. It doesn't say use or abuse. It doesn't say use.
That's true. Use and abuse of such items.
It could be interpreted in a weird.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
It's
Is like they're very
open.
vague, and it's like, oh, we can cite you for most things. It's like,
Well, that's what everybody's been like saying is that like the main problem here is that like nobody is sure or even like convinced that it will affect them, but also like they
Is
don't
this-
know what
is
the
this
rule.
sort of-
They don't really know
is
what
this-
like
yeah.
who is enforcing these
It's
rules.
the
or-
sort of open interpretation of the policy of where, like, let's just use Game Grumps since you brought him up, right? Whereas, like, sure, they swear and probably make inappropriate jokes. That's kind of the height of their stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they could skate by for months and months going on now, be totally fine. And then perhaps one report happens and YouTube could just be like, nope, your entire channel like is now
Right.
like we've just decided retroactively that anything that you've done is now like that's how open this is to interpretation, which is not a great way to have
No.
rules. You want to have rules be kind of a bit more clear than
Well,
than
no,
this.
does
This is
it-
very wide reaching.
But
Does it state like how these rules will be enforced? Like what they will do? Do you get
well,
warnings?
the only
or-
thing they do is they just straight up say like, hey, this video is no longer available to be monetized.
Right, so your
and
video
then-
will still play.
Your video
It's
still
just
play
yeah.
it, but then you can appeal it and be like, actually, I think it is, and then they will. So
similar to
YouTube-
how their copyright claims
as
go.
YouTube does is they kind of do the nuclear option, and then you can come back and be like, hey, wait, actually, it doesn't deserve, and they'll be like, oh, okay. Most of the time, they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But usually they flag it anyway. It's like,
Is there a given? Did they give a reason as to why they inserted like? Was there like a in order to protect the? I don't know. Like, what did they say?
Protect the 12-year-old kids.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
was probably honestly
it's
just
the advertisement friendly.
I
Like
was
they
gonna
don't
say,
want their
yeah.
brand advertised with like something about this or blah blah blah,
Yeah,
something
right.
controversial. Which I mean, I don't know.
The
I
ads are
get.
the ads are automatic, right? They're not like
Yeah.
It's not like
so
YouTube
that was my
is
thing.
like
I felt like maybe they should say like, hey, you've been flagged for like tier 2 ads or something, and these ads are like, these are advertisers who are like, oh, we don't really care what your content is, we'll just advertise with them anyway. So you might not get as much money for advertising, and you might not get an ad for every single play or something like that, but you would get like
this must have. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying like you would just get less money. It's like,
Right.
oh yeah, I'm a controversial YouTuber. That's fine. I get less money than like someone who plays it the straight and narrow, but you know, I still get some money by like these advertisers.
Like you may not get like Sony ads on there.
Yeah, because I mean, like if you think about it, like you know, we talk a lot about Giant Bomb, but Giant Bomb, they swear a lot in their podcast. They don't say anything really horrible or anything, but or use offensive jokes, but they swear a lot.
Yeah.
But their advertisers, you know, they're fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, they actually get personal advertisement. And that happens with a lot of things. I know Bill Burr has a podcast, and he just makes fun of his advertisers, and then they take his funding away, which is pretty funny to me, considering it's just he's just like, you know,
like,
goes off on it.
Well, this must have come out of some advertiser. There must have been
something happened,
like either a series of reports or a major incident that occurred in the background that we obviously don't know about. It's not something public, where some advertiser actually took a look at a video of a well-known YouTube person and was like, "What the heck? We don't want to advertise with this person,
right.
but we have no control over it because you know you just pay for YouTube ads. You don't pay for." You're not advertising for PewDiePie. I'm not saying PewDiePie was the person, but we don't pay for PewDiePie. You just pay for YouTube.
Yeah, for YouTube
and then they just put it on any YouTube video they
want.
want.
I mean, I guess
somebody must have been like, I don't want this crazy, you know, like right or left wing nut job spewing out this comments on our public and on our company. So they must have complained to YouTube enough times where YouTube goes, oh crap, we need to.
Seems kind of
cut
like
down everyone.
Extreme, like
it is.
Like extreme, and it's like, well, is this like the best way to go about? Like kind of like what Ethan you're saying, like have a tiered system or something.
Yeah,
like,
because I mean, like you're talking about with Giant Bomb, I mean, but even like there are TV shows which are adult TV shows, and they have advertising. Of course,
they're
do.
offensive at times, and they have advertising too. And it's like, you know, a ton of like podcasts are very offensive, and they have, you know, things like that. But
there's gotta be a workaround.
There's gotta be,
there's
gotta be like, oh, these like maybe they just put 2 tiers or something like that. Like, yes, I will advertise on offensive content.
Because either nothing or everything is a.
It's a bit of a bummer,
especially with what Ricardo's talking about. With like, we don't know if this is going to affect us or not.
Yeah.
I mean, in our videos are much more mild than even YouTube people, but we have occasional swears that go through get through in our videos. Like, is that going to be enough to cut us off?
Well,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's to be on the other side. A lot of the like producers have said like are aware that like YouTube is fully like in their rights to do this, and
well,
also
sure, it's 100%
we
their
have
website.
a lot of us have like that's why we've diversified with Patreon and this thing and all this and like all these other like personal advertisers and stuff like that.
And you know, you don't even get that much from YouTube anyway. Like you get a decent amount, but
like some
we got like 50 cents last year or something like that.
Well, yeah,
that's great.
That was one video though.
Woo!
50
But then, but like some are like, obviously, you go all in on this constantly changing media, and it's like.
Oh, now I'm screwed.
That's the reason that we still have jobs, and that we're not all in on this ever changing media.
But like Game Grumps or something like that, where it's like this is like their platform.
Yeah,
it's their livelihood, you know, and it's like, oh, that got changed real quick.
Yeah.
The one thing I think is
I'm sure
weird.
Game Grumps is a Patreon, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if they do or not.
Actually, no.
I don't know how they do it.
I wouldn't be if they don't have a Patreon. I'm surprised they would have a donation.
Some sort of subscribing.
Yeah,
or
I'm sure they have a thing.
So the big thing is, Philip DeFranco claimed the website claims that YouTube was censoring him by denying this advertising.
Oh my gosh!
And yeah, people
the internet
they always
censoring.
Say that. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's not actually it's not actually censoring.
It's not censorship.
People don't really know what that.
Yeah, they really don't.
We
But
can say as three
it's less encouraging.
As 3 journalism majors, does it ever bother you the amount
with a brain?
Oh yeah, it does.
Well, yes, but I mean, like, does it ever bother you guys the amount of times the gaming community uses the word censorship?
Yeah,
definitely. It is like my biggest. Word.
I mean,
like more than like you know, some people are like, oh, I hate it when someone uses this word wrong or something like that. Like that's it's not even a grammar thing. Like, oh, they used there instead of there, and they spelled it like it's just like. No, that's literally not what that word means. That's not at all what that word means.
Yeah, I understand what they're getting at, but it's like, guys, it's not actually censoring.
And like I was just saying, like I agree. I think this rule is heavy-handed. It's too vague. It's unwieldy. It's not a good rule. And I agree. but it's also not censorship. It's perfectly within YouTube's right to
Yeah.
do whatever they want with their website. It's their website. They can control it however they damn well please.
Yep.
I think that it's a bad way to do things, and I'm going to vocally disagree with YouTube on this, but it's not censorship. It's just not what censorship is. Like, the misuse of that word, it makes that word mean less. When you use it for everything, it makes that word less powerful.
Yeah.
And that word is an important word, in my opinion. Words matter. Tune into my new podcast, Words Matter.
Words matter.
Words matter with Matt.
We're just gonna talk about words.
Words.
The word of the day
words.
is.
The word of the day is censorship every week. We're talking about
So Cruising USA?
we
Cruising
still have
Red Line?
news.
What is
How much
this?
more news do we have? You said
no,
there
this
wasn't
one
much
we-
news.
This is
This one we-
literally the last news.
This one we can cut. It doesn't matter.
Oh, but
Basically, the
Cruising USA.
Cruising USA has a new arcade machine.
That's so weird.
Yep. Yeah.
After
apparently-
15 years.
apparently it's it utilizes cards now to keep
What
your
the hell?
to keep your records of your
What?
Cruising USA.
Like you have a
adventures
physical card?
going on. Yep.
You have a
Yeah.
license, a cruising license.
Nice.
don't
Not
know.
even. You just collect individual cars.
Yep.
What?
And you can use them
This
in
is
the machines.
weird.
It's weird.
That's
It's
weird.
honestly weird.
Look at
That
those
sounds like
cards.
it's like 20 years too
Those
late.
are like trading cards.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. And
Bless
yeah,
you.
I just find it weird whenever like a new like arcade thing comes out because I'm just like, is this has got to be primarily Dave and Buster's?
Yeah, I
where
was
this
like,
is gonna be
what other
probably,
arcades do
'cause,
we
like,
do?
Yeah,
where else
arcades
would it
aren't
be?
very big.
Unless it's a beercade. Those are all old
A
ones.
beer
anyway.
cade.
But do you guys have fond memories of any of the cruising games?
I love
I
Yours are
love
Cruising.
Cruising USA.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah.
like I don't have like terrible memories of them, but I always remember being really bad at them and not liking them for that matter. It was always like you play with your friend next to you, you know, in the arcade, but then both of you came like 12th and 11th,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh,
I had the
well.
N64
Yeah,
version. I played that one a
I-
lot.
Yes,
Yeah, I
See,
played
I
the
never
played the
N64.
N64 version.
My brother and I used to play that a lot. It
A
was
whole
fun.
lot. You played
With
the
that,
arcade
with the
version?
really crappy lady who's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yes,
I'm gonna
they
play.
did. It was like the.
One.
And then she's like, yeah, she rolls the flag
It's
up and
like-
down. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then like you
Loved
would go to
it.
the finish, and there'd be like people like sitting on top of like the finish like archway and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And, it was,
And
like,
I
they're
also
all
remember,
flat.
there was the generic like radio stations that would do the different tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember the house was like, ooh, ah,
Oh, yeah.
ooh.
I remember that.
And
Yeah, I
I
do
was
remember
just
that.
like, this is the greatest. I was like, is this what it's like to drive a car?
This is not as good, not as good of a soundtrack as the N64. Well, just Tony Hawk 1.
Oh,
Well, no, but
Oh,
close. But the thing about the cruising is I also learned a lot about driving a stick shift, despite not actually knowing how to
Oh,
drive a stick
yes.
shift. But I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, this is
Just
crazy.
put it in,
Why would
just
you
keep
do-
putting it in the fire, comes out the engine.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of true. I learned how to shift. Although
No, you did not learn how to shift. I can speak from experience that that's not how you.
yeah.
But it gave me an idea.
Amber and I went out last night trying to teach her
How to drive
how to
stick
drive
shift.
stick.
It's hard. Do you know there are 3 pedals?
Yeah, there are
Yes,
three pedals.
the clutch.
It sucks.
It's the secret clutch.
The secret pedal. It's an
That's the
unlockable pedal.
Oh man, oh this pedal came in clutch.
And the unknown pedal.
The unknown pedal of Ginger Master Vodka.
Vodka.
It's hard. I stalled the car maybe 10 times.
Ah,
yeah,
honestly, everyone does that when they learn how to touch stick.
Yeah, that's fine,
it took me a long time to learn how to touch stick, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
Cruising the world?
I
Cruising
played a
World was
lot
fun.
of. This is unrelated completely, I know, but I played a lot of Hydro Thunder, and that
Hydro
game
Thunder
was
is great.
badass.
Which
That
one's
game was-
that?
That's
Hydro-
the boat.
It's like wave
You're in
race
the
type,
super
right?
boat.
Ooh, I love Wave
no,
Race.
Wave race
No,
is
no,
when
no,
you're in
no.
a stupid jet ski,
I'm sorry.
just driving in a circle.
No, no,
Hydro
no.
Thunder's like
Hydro
going
Thunder
off freaking ramps,
Is
like
you
turbo.
have the wheel and you have the stick that's like
I don't think I
literally
played
your
that.
speed.
Yeah.
Like you go full
and
throttle.
then you always go full, and then there's a button that says turbo, which you
Yes,
hit
and
the
you
little
smash
item,
it,
and you just
yeah.
go.
This was a midway class. I think Cruising might have been midway as
Yeah,
well.
but like
Cruising
the
was
Hydro
midway.
Thunder was like several years later.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 years later. I think.
Do you remember Arctic Thunder?
Yeah, that was
that was
it was
okay.
alright. It was alright.
That was alright.
Hydro Thunder was definitely
Yeah,
better.
the Hydro Thunder was great. Remember San Francisco Rush?
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
San
the
Francisco
point where I was
Rush,
playing.
man.
It's
So
great.
the weird
That
thing
game was
about Arctic
crazy.
Thunder, so Hydro Thunder came out first.
we
and it
moved
has
on already.
All these design aesthetics, and then they have Arctic Thunder, which is just one locale, like just Arctic stuff.
Yes.
It's like, why is that the sequel? Why
I
do
don't
you
know,
have more
but like
things
the
in
different
sequel?
characters, man, you could smack each other off.
Shut up.
You could smack each other off the snowmobile, man.
I always, at that point, I was like going on the 3D roller coaster ride at the Boomers, and not the arcade as much. Miniature golf.
Yes.
Moving on.
Anyway, if you're at
in Chicago,
a Dave & Buster's,
In
or
Play
whatever,
Fruit Ninja
play
for
Yeah.
for $2.
play the Batman driving game.
hey, that game's all right.
Yeah, that game's actually kind of fun.
It's actually
There's
pretty
some
Would
good.
you
fun
like to play
games.
Flappy Bird for $1.50?
I actually did pretty good at that. I got a lot of tickets. I was very happy with
I
that.
kind of actually.
I'm disappointed you
I
for
had
even
fun-
playing that
I have
game.
fun. I
Yeah,
actually
you
they
get
have
tickets.
the Dave & Buster's. They have the Angry Birds. That's like you
Oh, the
actually
real
pull,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
actually
was-
pull
that
it
one's
back
weird.
and you're like. It goes.
That one's pretty interesting.
Play a phone
cool.
game for more money than the phone game itself.
Man,
Costs to
whatever.
play.
Because
I'm
this one
already-
has realistic physics. 'Cause
Whatever,
it's real.
man. I'm already drunk and I got a bunch of chicken wings.
There you
Man,
go.
whatever. Just give me some money so I can play the game.
Just let me waste my money on these things.
Mom, I want to play arcade. Give me quarters.
Okay, moving on to the next thing.
Wait,
There's
hold
no
on.
next thing. We're talking about arcade games for the rest of the night.
Wait a second. Do you think they have different games at Chuck E. Cheese's now? Like we obviously as adults we don't go there.
They
anymore.
still have a lot of the same.
Really?
games.
Chuck E. Cheese does
How would you know that?
How you
Amber?
know that?
Chuck E. Cheese
I've
does,
heard things.
Chuck E. Cheese does not have many like video games anymore. I don't think.
Really? They're all like skee ball.
Yeah,
like that
basically.
kind of stuff, like crane games.
Mm.
And the dump truck game that give you tons of tickets.
Man, I remember just playing Jurassic Park and
Yes.
beating that game.
Do you remember? It was the Jurassic Park with the stick, right? Or was it?
No,
the,
I
or
played
was
the
it
gun.
Lost
I played the
World?
gun. I played Lost World.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
'cause-
played
no, no,
that.
no.
Lost
They-
World's great.
Yeah, that came later. Or maybe I'm showing my age now, but like when
Once
I,
upon a time, Rico
yeah,
went
they
to an
had
arcade.
for the original Jurassic Park, they had a cool like 2D sprites shooter for Jurassic Park that was like a stick it was stick with a
Back
trigger.
in the
with the
70s.
trigger. And
That
that
was
was really
first
cool.
I
Jurassic
think I
Park.
may have played that. Like,
I remember-
I do
ages
remember
ago.
that. Yeah, I don't remember much about it.
Yeah,
I don't know, Lost World was where it's at, man.
Lost
Lost
World
World
was
was
great.
I
fantastic.
beat that
Light
game.
guns.
I put enough money in there.
Wow,
I
Oh my
beat it.
gosh.
that's a lot. Me and my friend got really good at Metal Slug.
Oh,
Uh,
Metal Slug
we
so
did
much
put-
fun.
Wait, did they allow Metal Slug at Chuck E. Cheese?
No,
That's
we
really-
played
oh,
this
okay.
at a different location.
Probably like a bowling alley or something.
It was
like
at
that.
it was at
Nicholas.
a Fuddruckers esque. It was not Fuddruckers itself, but a burger
yeah.
joint
Mm.
type place, and it had Metal Slug X, I believe, or 2. No, it was Metal Slug 2, and
Metal Slug's
we
fun.
probably put like over the course of a couple months, like $50 into that game.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually got good enough to where we could like beat it.
Sunset Riders, man.
Oh, Sunset Riders
Sunset
is great.
Riders is
I got the
where it's
same thing with the Simpsons arcade game. That
Oh,
was one of the
Simpsons
those are the only
arcade.
games I
Yeah.
beat. That game doesn't hold up at all.
No, it doesn't.
Definitely not.
But
But it was
back in the
fun
day,
back
it was
in the day.
cool.
Rampage.
Oh,
was
Rampage
I
was
put that on
great.
N64.
Yeah, I
Mostly.
played
Yeah,
that. I played that.
I played on
both.
N64, but after
There was a
like,
third one, wasn't there? 'Cause
There
I
was
played the second
Rampage.
one.
Semi-recent.
there was
like,
Rampage World Tour,
Yes.
That's the
Rampage
NES View-
Universal Tour,
I played both of those.
Yeah.
and then like a 3D one that
Gross.
nobody ever played.
Really? I kind of
No.
want to check out that one.
Like it was 2D, but the aesthetics were all
Um,
like it was played
all
2D, but it was all 3D
3D
models.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that, but yeah, it didn't look that fun.
Rampage 3 President Down. This isn't the game. Oh, what? This is a Yui Bowl movie? What?
Uwe Boll.
No.
Oh yes, I remember
No,
that.
This is too
Apparently,
deep.
this is his only good movie.
No,
It
I don't
is.
believe it.
It is.
It
apparently.
has 5 stars, which is way better than anything else he's
Okay.
ever made. All right, we're done with this.
We're done with this.
Moving on.
And you know what's next?
It is Rampage through time.
No.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I found the article for that one. Oh, Total Destruction. It was a puzzle attack game.
What?
Ew, this game was ugly.
Didn't say it was
Through
good.
time. Gross. PlayStation. All right, done with this.
Gross
Moving on
PlayStation.
to-
Ugh.
Oh, Rampage Total Destruction for the Wii. I remember that. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
See, I never. I never.
No, I
played
gotta look
that
at
one.
I gotta look at the stuff.
That's the 3. That was the one that was. It was 2D, but it was 3D models.
That was it. I never played it.
Never played it either.
I'll check it out. All right, so moving on to
Oh boy, we almost went down a rabbit hole there.
We kinda
But
did.
luckily we escaped.
trailer
Amber,
trash.
are you okay?
Taylor Trash, dang, dang on McLean, dang, dozer, anything we dozer, that Taylor Trash, y'all, get her done.
Say something about Quentin, because Larry the Cable Guy said something about Quentin recently.
What did he say? He's
I
called these
don't
great
remember.
things, right?
Yeah, it was all great. It was all great.
Hey there, you vote for Hillary, then you
No.
vote
Yeah,
for
that's
old
the thing.
Sammy Bin
There you go.
Laden.
There you go.
Get her done. McLean.
Okay.
So trailers.
That's it. Yep. Trailers and trash. And which one was first, Ethan?
Trash. Friday the 13th game.
Ricardo almost spat up his beer.
God.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's how that trailer made him feel.
It's the combination of doing that voice plus then Ethan said that.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is a bad
So
trailer.
the trailer was, it said on the tagline, the most M-rated trailer ever.
Oh my god.
And it was like, literally was like those Mortal Kombat. It was a trailer of all of Freddy, or not Freddy. Why do I keep going Freddy?
kept
Jason.
calling
It's
I know.
Friday, because
Like,
Friday,
you're like,
Freddy.
Wait,
Yeah.
when was that? What was that
Freddy
Freddy
versus
from?
Jason.
What was that Freddy from? I'm
Anyway.
like, you mean Jason?
Yeah, shut up. So
Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
Five Nights at Jason's. Right?
Yep.
So
There's not gonna be
It's just
another
like
Basically,
a Mortal
it's
Kombat
Jason
fatality.
Jazzbear.
it's just like, hey, look at Jason kill these kids in all these different ways. Isn't that great?
in the
And
most
it's like,
beautiful, gory ways.
yeah, and it's
But it
they're-
doesn't look
not-
that
no,
good.
it
doesn't
doesn't
look
look
that
that
good.
Like,
Yeah.
not even like.
like at least the Mortal Kombat like fatalities, as disgusting as they are, they got style.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they got
for
a lot of
sure.
style.
All
funny
they-
and they're so detailed.
All
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all they needed in this was like a your grandma reacts to
Yeah,
the
seriously.
like I said to Ethan and Ricardo and Amber as we were watching this, it's just like, aren't we over this game is so hardcore that it's just look at how
No, there's-
brutal this game is.
There's still that demographic
like,
out there.
yeah, it's like
but
13-year-old
it
boys.
felt like
Yeah.
it went on
They buy
forever.
games.
Yeah, it was like
it did. It
2
was like 2
minutes.
minutes of
And it-
10 second
And the whole time, there was this made up
Fake 80s pop
80s
song.
like hair metal like song going on
It's
the
like
whole
the
time.
intro graphic is all like, remember the 80s?
ill fun.
Like I think they've done other stuff. I recognize that name. They had like a very 80s intro of
definitely.
just like, remember the 80s? Like even though Jason itself, the Friday
Has
the
spanned.
Friday the 13th movies is not an 80s
The
specific
Friday the 13th
franchise.
is like very early 80s, the first one, and then
But it's not like you watch that movie and it's not like, oh,
Yeah,
the
like, it
80s. Like it's not
permeates
like
the
it's not
80s,
very
yeah.
80s esque.
No,
It's just they're at a
because-
camp. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing.
yeah.
But anyways.
Nostalgia. It works.
Yeah.
Anyway, this trailer is bad.
Yeah.
It kind of
It's
was.
very
I've
bad.
actually heard interesting things about the game.
Apparently the mechanics of the game are kind of interesting.
Yeah,
It's just like
because it's like
This was the
13 on one, but
dumbest
the trailer was
trailer.
just
really
like,
bad, and it's just like if you wanted to like if these are apparently a selling point for the game, why are you showing literally every single one of the kill
Kills, yeah.
animations? Like that's like if that's the reason to play the game, I've seen everything to play the game now.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
It
It
was
was
bad.
really bizarre. It was a
was
bizarre trailer.
Not really a trailer, yeah.
eh. It says trailer. It says most M-rated trailer ever. Has to.
Most M-rated trailer, the most M-rated.
So
It's got double M,
the next.
other M, Metroid.
Jason other M.
These camp kids are my mother and my daughter, and I have the bottle ship is making me sad, and
I have
And
no
people
clue
are
what we're
gonna
talking
react
about.
so negatively to this game
I
that
can't-
Nintendo will never make another one of these games
And I-
with me in them.
I
So
can't-
Unless it's on the
thanks,
3DS.
So thanks for not giving this game a chance, even though apparently mechanically it was actually a pretty fun
whatever.
game.
That game is terrible. That game is terrible.
Well,
Other M
you've
is
killed
terrible.
Samus. I hope
Well,
you're
that's
happy.
not my fault. They made a terrible game.
Moving on to the next trailer.
Recore launch
Oh,
trailer.
yeah.
Man, speaking of bad-looking games,
Yeah.
like, these two
Honestly-
games both had graphics that were.
Not
Looked
Not
good.
very budgety.
Very budgety or
Yeah.
even
And
last
Recore,
generation.
to be fair, is a
$40 game.
$40
I think it's on the
game.
40
40?
range. I think
Are you
so.
sure?
Something like that.
It might be 30, but it's 30 or 40. We'll say both because 40 it could be for sure. It's cheaper than 60. It's not a full price game.
price, yeah.
Me and Amber played this game back at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
It
Wasn't that great?
is okay.
Oh, really? I thought you guys kind of like that game.
Didn't hate. I didn't hate it. It's just that the part that they showed was like not a good part to show. Of that
Oh.
game.
My thought is that that's the game.
It's like an all combat. The section they showed was all combat,
Yeah.
and it's all lock-on combat. So you're not actually doing anything. You're just hitting the button to lock on, and then just shooting forever until the thing. And they take forever to die.
Yeah, they are bullets.
It is a $40 game.
There you go. But
And
yeah.
This game, like, remember that first trailer? They
Got
showed
that
at
Play
E-
Anywhere support though.
Remember
First game.
That first trailer they showed at E3,
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
which was like all CG.
Yeah.
Of course, but it looked really nice. And
Yeah.
then this game does not look that nice.
Nope.
Yeah, it looks really bad, honestly. Like all the textures look very bland,
There's
and
like resolution, like jaggies.
I think
there's a jagged
Ricardo
edges to
commented
everything.
this is like an Xbox 360 looking thing. And I
Yeah.
was like, you kind of right.
You right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, For all I know, the game could be great, but it didn't look
It didn't look like it.
convincingly.
This did not sell it. But you know what did sell us?
What?
The new modes in Mario Party Star Rush.
I don't even
I
know.
literally can't
what we
remember a
saw.
single mode.
Coinopolis.
Honestly,
that's
yeah.
all I remember.
No, it wasn't Coinopolis. It was
Coin-
Coinathon.
See, I don't even
Coinathon.
remember.
Coinathon, Toadopolis. Maybe that was
No,
it.
Toad
Toad time.
Turnpike.
Race?
Toad time?
Toad Rush?
Toad Rush. Toad.
I don't
San
know.
Francisco Rush.
Yeah, I was just showing the different modes and
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
game is
This looks like this looks like Mario Party, but also
Toad
not
Scramble.
Toad Scramble.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, I still don't know what this game is, like other than a
It's
weird
Mario Party. You know what's gonna lead you? Disappointment. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's true.
I mean, it still has that. And the thing was funny is, like,
Disappointment.
it was like new modes, also mini games. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, mini games finally.
What?
I've never
Mini
played.
games in a
Mini
Mario
games?
Party game?
Don't
Oh shit!
watch out. But now we get to a
Now
good
Ricardo
trailer
said
finally.
that our YouTube monetization's gonna.
Listen, Titanfall 2, Meet the Titans, my favorite. It was better than Meet the Spartans. It was better than Meet the Parents. It was better than everything because you gotta meet these Titans. And I was like, check out these cool moves they
They have
got.
a lot of Titans. I was surprised.
There's
how
like
many they
5
have.
Titans, and they all
Mm.
got their own little unique thing, and they all are.
It was only 5. That was like 6 or 7. There's a lot.
It might have been 5 or 6.
Okay.
But yeah, I 2 of them I played in the beta, and I was like, yeah, those guys are cool. He does have that giant death laser that comes out and murders everything.
It is pretty cool.
And they had the one with the sword. He's like, I slash you, and like, oh man, that game was great. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, so just showing off like just like little snippets of the Titans and
Yeah,
what makes them
what
unique.
makes them unique? It's cool to have that instead of just here's heavy Titan, here's light Titan,
Yeah.
here's medium Titan. Cool.
Sweet.
Looking forward to Titanfall 2. Anyway,
I mean,
he's got a huge boner for
yeah, I
Titanfall
know
2,
he's,
but
he's
he was
absolutely
like,
in love before.
says these
he
people
was
have never
touching
touched
himself,
it.
He was touching himself during this.
You guys have never
trailer.
touched those games.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not saying this isn't about us. It's about you.
Yeah,
We're talking
It's
about
an
you.
intervention. All
Do you
right?
not love? Do you not? Are you not in love with Titanfall
Are you
2?
not sexually attracted to the
I'm buying that
Titans?
game.
Are you not wanting to kiss on the face of Titanfall
I do want to kiss
2?
on the face.
Are you
of
not
Titanfall
wanting
2.
to buy the game on day one and then just take it to your room and play it?
Play it? Oh, I'm totally going to. You mean I'm going to install the day 1 patch? Yeah, I'm going to
Ooh.
put that disc
There's
in.
gonna be so many holes in
and
that
then-
game,
and then
you're
wait.
gonna patch them all up.
Yep.
But luckily, all on the first day.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Ethan loves that game. That game doesn't look bad at all. Look cool.
No, it looks
but I'm
cool.
just not into military first-person shooters, so
It's not military, space.
it's future military.
It's space.
soldiers.
Future military.
What military has crazy titans with swords? None.
Future military.
Not the future military. That's Call of Duty.
Attack on Titan.
Oh, you're right.
Military.
Next
This
trailer
other game called
was-
Hue, which had that really cool art style, and
This
it's like
is an indie game about with a little story and a cutesy platformer puzzle game.
Yeah.
It looked neat.
It
It
does
looked
look cool though. No,
neat.
no.
it looks neat, but it looks not for me.
I'm
Unlike
a little
Titanfall
burnt
2.
out
But did you see how many
on-
awards it won and or was nominated
I
for?
really put a lot
they
of
talk,
awards
they
on
talk
there.
about that a lot in the trailer.
I'm a little burnt out on like cool looking art platformers that like have kind of a story.
Which is like
Amber's ready
right-
for ugly platformers.
Which is
that
right
have
up,
kind of a
which is
story.
right up our alley. And me and Amber's
Yeah.
alley
Just
is
ready to kill.
me and Amber's alley is cutesy platformers that tell a cool story. Although I just showed you a trailer recently for that Fox game.
Yeah, that was pretty
Star,
cool.
You know, Star Fox.
That one looked cool, but even that, I'd probably play that, but I'm like, even that, I'm like, I'm still a little burnt out. But anyways, but it looked cool. Like you have a color wheel and different colors,
You
show
slow
different
down time.
things. Yeah,
It's like that game Color Run, that like multiplayer game.
Rumbo.
That we played. Runbo, that's right, not Color
I've
Run.
never played that game that much.
oh
We
yeah,
played
it is
it
like
in Indiecade.
Runbo.
We played it in Indiecade, but Indiecade
Multiple
was
times.
Indiecade was a
I feel like one of us owns that game. Do we not?
no.
I don't think so. We
But
just played it a
that
lot
game was on. The game was like a multiplayer version,
of this.
like without the art, like without the like artsiness and like the storiness
Yeah.
of it. It was all multiplayer of just like the background switches color and the platforms appear disappear.
Depending
And
on
this
the
game is
color.
just a single player
Yeah,
version of that almost in a lot of ways.
yeah, you're totally right.
Not to say that
better
they just
art
stole the
style,
entire. Yeah, the
but-
art looks
Those are
better.
really
and-
cool.
But yeah, I mean, it looks cute.
All right, well, here's a strange game.
Huh.
It's from the makers of Mark of the Ninja.
Oh
and
yeah,
Clay.
And in Invisible Ink came Hot Lava gameplay, which is like, imagine if you were a kid and all the,
And
you
the
know the
floor
game you
was
play
lava?
where floor is lava? What if that was real?
What if that
What
was
if
a
the
real
floor
game?
really was lava?
And
Oh,
what
and
if you
Then I just want
parkour?
to know, why isn't this game called The Floor is Lava? Is there already a game called The Floor Is Lava?
That might be a
Because
little
that-
bit too obvious.
But that is a good name for a game. I'm just
Maybe there might already be some small indie
marketing
game.
design master strategist Matt says that's the best name,
Is it, Matt?
and they don't believe me. They didn't believe me.
I think this looks cool.
It does look cool.
It
It's a
is
first-person
also
game.
first-person platforming, which a lot of times tends to not be cool.
Like that's. I feel like they must like the size of the platforms they're having you jump on. There must be some sort of little bit of fudging it's doing when
Like
you
maybe
land on
there's
things, right? Like,
there's like a snap-on mechanic or something
yeah,
like that.
The
where-
trailer doesn't show anything like that's
Yeah.
that obvious to tell if that's the case or not. But like, it seems cool.
It looks neat because it's that clay
It
art
just seems-
style, which is cool.
It seems like it could be, if it's not done right, very frustrating.
Yeah.
totally.
That's the only problem
Like
with it.
Mirror's Edge.
Yep. Remember how everyone was so hyped about that New Year's Edge, and then everyone just was
The
like,
New Year's
Yeah.
Edge.
The
New Year's Edge.
Edge. And all
And then everyone was like-
we forgot.
Everybody kisses midnight.
Hey man, I loved Mirror's Edge 1. I didn't say anything at the time, but I loved it so much. When they make another one, they make another one. I'm so excited for it.
Oh,
wait,
it's just
it's
okay.
okay. I'm not gonna ever say anything about Mirror's Edge again, even though I hadn't before this was announced.
Basically.
yeah, you got it. You nailed it right on the head.
That
Nailed
was literally
it.
I love Mirror's Edge. I really like Mirror's Edge. You didn't? Nobody liked Mirror's Edge. Damn it. Get out of here.
What do you like?
My little brother had Mirror's Edge. Was like, this game's tight, bro. Played it for like a weekend. Was like, man, this game sucks, man.
I think that's everyone's experience. With it.
Yeah, like I got to one point was like, I'm done. I'm good. I don't want to do this dumb, weird platform thing. But let's go to the best
Slide,
trailer.
kick him in the balls. Steal
The
his
best
gun.
trailer. The best trailer.
What's the best trailer?
The best trailer.
What was it?
Oh,
Like-
you know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know.
Prison Girls wasn't on this week.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I didn't get to pick trailers. That's why.
Listen, Jazz Punk Direct.
Oh,
The Jazz
yes,
Funk
Jazz
Director's
Funk
Cut.
Director's Cut.
It's
That was
happening.
pretty ridiculous.
I'm not gonna play this game again, but I love that trailer.
That trailer is amazing. It's a live action trailer. We can't describe it. Just go watch it.
Yeah, it is
No,
literally like Jazz
it-
Punk just came out and was like, all right, this is how the trailer's gonna be if it was real life, and it's like, yep, this is Jazz Punk as hell.
Yep.
It has its weird humor that's like, this is the most
Nothing
bizarre.
nothing's making sense right now,
Nope.
but you just gotta let it go. And
My birthday's in 20 years.
You're in your
Stupid.
birthday suit. Is it your birthday?
Birthday's not for another 20 years,
And
man.
the Switch is the never-ending line
Of switches. Well, yeah, I did not play this game. I will play this game.
Yeah,
it
it won
is great. I
Ricardo
really
over.
hope this director's cut is coming.
PS4.
It says PS4 at the end, but I hope it's coming to PC.
I don't know what they're adding.
I
like-
will
Nah.
pay for this game again if they want me to. 'Cause it's like,
Like,
10
They're
bucks.
adding Wedding Quake as a multiplayer
okay.
game.
That part is cool. There's definitely other levels in that game. Like they were showing stuff that was definitely not in that first game.
I was thinking about remasters a little bit, and like director's cut makes it sound like there's going to be like extra stuff in it. And I was thinking about how the new the BioShock remastered collection is going to have like audio commentary, and I think that's really
That's
cool.
really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I'm
that's,
really into that.
Valve has been doing that for ages as part
yeah.
of their default game.
And it's really cool, yeah.
like, you know,
But it's cool to have like a post mortem, like Ken Levine just sitting
Oh,
there
yeah.
and being like, "Oh yeah, I remember BioShock. I'm going to talk about like this game he made
Oh,
years
those
ago."
are
but not BioShock 2 because remember that.
No,
He
he
didn't
doesn't
make
remember that.
He didn't make that.
But I'm totally going to play that game again just to hear all the commentary.
No, that
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
legit cool. I think for me, a commentary mode would be cool if, like, you almost didn't have to play the game that much. Like, if it kind of just like,
just put an easy mode. I mean, BioShock's
yeah,
not
you know what I
exactly
mean?
hard.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but it'd be
Just
cool.
slash at the splicers and you're
Yeah,
good.
just hit them with a wrench a lot.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
electrocute the water.
I wish Jazz
Yeah.
Funk had. I wonder if that has like a.
No, I don't
commentary.
want to hear anything about the creator of Jazz Punk's
It
inner
would,
thoughts.
if it was just weird stuff, it would probably just be weird things.
It
Yep.
might be, maybe.
You
If,
hit it
if,
and
if they had
I
a-
don't know if
if,
that's the thing that's
if
happening.
they had a
but-
commentary mode, it would just be. It wouldn't be actual like
No, no,
real
no, no.
Just be
commentary. It would just be a
saga,
weird
whatever.
like gag.
Well,
that-
Frank over here got a bit of food poisoning because he ate some bad sushi, and then it
Yeah.
went another crazy, and he wanted to draw the
Yeah.
things, and then there's switches, and there's so many,
Yeah.
just like all sorts of just random
Yeah.
nonsense stream of consciousness type things.
Basically.
I want a MacGuffin and some coffee.
What a weird game.
Oh, such a good.
So the
game.
winner-
Oh, such a good game.
The winner, despite me being totally in for Titanfall 2, I'm totally gonna give my vote to Jazz. Punk.
Jazz Punk, best trailer.
That was the best trailer. this
Yeah, I
week.
guess that was the best trailer. It was a little too absurdist for me,
Oh,
but it was
it's
better than the
so
other
good.
trailers.
Oh,
So
I need to replay that game because it's been long enough now where I don't remember all the jokes anymore. And I hope that director's cut version is coming out for PC.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
So good. So that leaves us to viewer questions. We put a call out on Twitter as we've been doing on Mondays now. I'm going to say one response because we actually got lots of responses, but all from one person. So Brendan asks on Twitter.
Who's dead?
We don't know anybody named that.
No. What do you ask?
I don't know which
one of these
which question
should
do
we
we ask.
get?
Yeah.
I think there's two that are solid.
Why are men ruining video games?
No, that's
No,
not
we're
one
not
of
going to
them.
answer that one.
Oh, I could.
Oh, okay.
Penises.
Okay, that's probably true.
You got
Damn
it.
it.
Yep.
I think that the two below that are my
Pick.
my picks. One is a joke question and one is an actual question.
Okay.
Favorite? Let's do one, and then if we have time, we'll do the other.
All right.
Favorite game that shaped your childhood?
Okay.
Let's go, ladies first. Amber.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? And go ahead. Explain.
As briefly as I can. It was a 3D game, which was really still cool at that time. But just like it surprised me. I thought it was gonna be very straightforward. You get these stones and you save the princess, and it went in directions that I didn't expect. And so at the time, it just blew my mind. I just got so into the characters and just the game, and I loved video games after that. So, yeah.
The game. Ricardo?
I'm gonna have to go with. I'll say Star Fox 64. I think
Yeah.
Star Fox 64 had a huge impact on me, mainly because it was like the first video game that. Until then, video games were like a very linear experience. Like there were certainly games before Star Fox 64 that came out that was like, it has this elements of the story, and if you don't do this, and like particularly the Square Enix, like SquareSoft and Enix's like RPG games were like that. Like for example, Chrono Trigger had come out at that point,
Right.
but like I wasn't into
And, like,
those
10
games when I
Final
was
Fantasies.
Right.
when I was young. But like Star Fox 64, the concept of like, all right, I played through the game and I beat it, and then some like a friend or a cousin of mine being like, no, but did you fly underneath the rocks on the first stage and you save Falco? I was like, no. And it's like, that opens up a different boss, man. And I'm like, that's a lie. And so then
Sound like if you're a kid, that sounds like the sort of story that you
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
at school.
And
Of, like
then-
my uncle works for Nintendo, and he said that if you jump
Yep.
off Mario 64, if you jump off the side, then you get to the secret level.
and
It's
then you
Yeah.
find Luigi, and
Yeah.
he's like, what's up?
yeah.
Yeah.
But and then I did it, and then I fought another boss, and then
Just
it
blew
took
your
me down a
mind.
completely different path.
I like how as a child you didn't notice all the other planets.
Yeah,
that
no,
way.
I was just like, that's nothing. I'm just like that's the universe, but I'm not going to those other places. I'm going just down this way. So like that concept, and then just like the Landmaster and the Blue Marine, and just the
Blue Marine.
and the characters and the quotes and everything, like just was
Fox,
Yeah.
get this guy off.
which is why like I held out so like much for
Star
Star
Fox
Fox
Zero.
Zero to be great, because it's like I want
For a
make
whole
Star
week,
Fox
for a
great.
whole week, you thought that game was great.
Make Star Fox great again.
That's how I feel
That's
about
what I
Twilight
want.
Princess, where I was like, yeah, this is where we came back. This is it. This is great.
No.
Wind Waker was the real successor. Time has proven its worth.
Dang.
Eh.
You're right though. Wind Waker's great.
Wind
I
Waker's
have
better.
Wind Waker.
Sky-
I have
don't
Wind
you
Waker
mean-
HD, and I have Twilight Princess HD, and it is very clear which game
Don't
is
you
better.
mean Skyward Sword?
You stop that. You stop that right now.
Did I hear this right that they had that they released Skyward Sword for the eShop like Wii U?
Yeah, I think they did.
But like, how is that game going to control if you don't have motion
You
controls?
probably just use.
Probably have to use motion
Probably
controls.
have to.
Yeah. Probably can't use your Wii U pad.
Maybe you can.
That game had a lot of good ideas. Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword has a lot of cool things about it. It's just that it takes so damn long to get going,
And,
And
it
then-
takes
and-
so long to get through anything.
and then it has you do the same things over and over again.
Yeah,
Like,
that game was not good. Anyways, Ethan.
moving on.
Probably Majora's Mask, honestly. Which
Majora's
is
Mask is good.
one of those.
All these are N64 games so far.
Well, I mean, that's what we all
Millennials.
To be
We're
fair.
millennials.
Yeah, that was
Like,
that was our
technic-
childhood.
Like
Yeah, no,
I
you're right.
was like thinking about putting like doing a Genesis game, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
when I'm talking about my childhood.
We talk about like games that you owned and you paid for and you
Yeah.
bought, or you know, that
to be
kind
fair,
of
it'd be Joint Operations for PC, which no one's heard of.
No, I haven't.
Exactly. It's a military shooter. I mean, that game changed everything. Got me into joining like a video game clan. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna play online with all these internet people, and that changed a lot in my formative teenage years. But see, that's my teenage years. In my childhood, it was probably Majora's Mask, because that introduced me to kind of like, oh man, games can be like weirdly cool, but like have a lot of depth and like a lot of collectibles. But also have like kind of tell a very somber story at the same time, and it just, I don't know, really. Especially considering I played Ocarina of Time and bounced off it because I didn't really understand it fully, but I just got to that age where I could just understand a little bit more about video games and like, oh, you don't have to. Every game isn't a platformer, Ethan, you stupid idiot. You could actually play other types of games, and you know, Majora's Mask really took that whole like. That was just one of those games where I got everything. Like I went and got the Fierce Duty mask, and I got every single mask in the game, and I just went through that whole thing, and I was like, this game is the best.
Yeah, it's a good game.
But yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, like, you're talking about like there's so many different stages. Like I have the same thing that you just had, and you're talking about like a Genesis game of like when I was a little tiny kid and I didn't actually own a console. Sonic the Hedgehog was the first video game I ever played at my friend's house, and it's just like, this is amazing. Like, look at this dude running really fast. Like I'm like controlling this thing. Like it's crazy. But like for me, like it's probably an N64 game too. Of like I remember a day specifically where like my specifically for me, I had to buy, me and my brother had to buy all of our games. Like my parents were like, you should like get exercise and go outside, and like we're not gonna buy you video games. So we had to save up our own money to buy video games, and they were okay with us owning them, but they just didn't want us to like have a ton of them and do it all the time. And I remember like getting a copy of, I think, EGM, and there was a review of Banjo-Tooie and of like Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario, in the same copy. And I remember reading these things and being like, these games are getting like perfect 10s on this. Like Paper Mario especially got like 10s. Like it was like 3 people reviewed each game, and Paper Mario got 10s across the board. And I was just like, this must be the best game of all time. I have to. This magazine said it was amazing. I have to go get it. And like that happened a lot of times, and I would end up being disappointed of some kind. Like we go to Blockbuster and rent a game, and it'd be terrible or something like that. But this game, I remember like we got in one day. We had to like go to different stores and stuff like that too, because it was like this thing to try and find these games that were like fairly new and like there was scarcity, and that's even you couldn't like pre-order games. And we eventually called the Target or called the Blockbuster or something like that, and they had one available for sale. And we went and got both games like around the same time. Me and Andrew, my brother, like stayed all the games. That was when he was like younger too, so he wasn't really like
as into it.
He was like into it. He liked the games, but he wasn't like into looking them up himself and like find it. Like it was my job to like find the games, and then I had to like sell him on it because I didn't have all the money myself. He had to like help pay for them. So I'd like be like, no, dude, this is gonna be a great game. You gotta believe me. It's gonna be so good. Like, and then. Went and got these games, and they're still to this day of like my favorite games of that era, if not of all time.
Yeah, those games are fantastic.
And both those games are so good.
Paper Mario holds up so well.
The other one for me is Paper Mario does hold. Like Banjo-Tooie is a fun platformer. Paper Mario holds up to today.
Yeah, I think Paper Mario's a little more.
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is a better one.
If you made an HD version of that, like it was still.
If you've never played Paper Mario, you should play Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, because that one. There's no direct sequel. There's no like, you have to play the first one for it to make sense. It's just like that one's the better game to play.
It is a better game.
And then like the last thing I'd say is just like Rome Total War, the original, was the first PC game that I really got into. That made me go like, oh, I have to go update my graphics card. What's a graphics? Like we installed the game and it just wouldn't run, and I'm like, what's going on? Why is this? And then like, luckily my older friend was around at the time, and John Cliff, and he was like, oh, we don't have a video card in this computer. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I had to go to the store, get this video card, and it ran like the video game on like the lowest. It ran Rome Total War like the lowest settings, because it's like this cheap, basic, just plug in and get going card. And then I was like, this is the best game of all time. Look how many dudes.
Look at all these dudes.
I played Star Wars.
I played so much of
I
that.
played Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds and Empire.
That game makes it look like.
And what was the other game? Age of Empires. Age of Empires 2. And like you could have like, look how many like Chewie dudes I've got on screen at once. Look how many TIE Fighters I got on screen. It's like 30 TIE fighters, and it's like, you have 7,000 soldiers in this battle right now, and
And
it's
you're
just
look
like,
at the all individually animated. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And now you got Warhammer, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
the
this
game's
is-
great.
this game's stupid.
So sorry, I had more than one, but those
that's
are
alright.
the stages.
Yeah, everyone kind of has that, I think,
Yeah.
too. Kind of where you level up and like gaming changes, and you're like, oh, my eyes are open now.
Yeah.
This is what games
like everyone
can be.
has, where like they had like a new
Yeah.
game that opens
Like
their
Uno
eyes
for
a new
Xbox
way.
360, man. Open my eyes, bro.
Or it's like
When I logged in and saw that,
That-
man in dragon suit just hanging out.
That opened your eyes into different.
Well, you know,
So many
that opened
different
my
ways.
internet eyes.
or like watching my dad play Wolfenstein 3D.
Carnage,
Total
baby.
carnage, baby. No witnesses, baby.
God.
Oh
Okay.
goodness.
Alrighty. Well, if you have questions for us, you can go ahead and ask us on Twitter at pixel_legends. You can also check us out if you want to send us an email. That's also totally cool as well. Email at pixellegends.com. And if you have questions, suggestions, comments, stories, cool things that are related to video games, or something that you think that we find
Horoscope readings.
horoscope readings that you think that would be fun, then go ahead and send us that there. We can check out you should check out our Facebook page as well, and our YouTube channel, which we've just been uploading all these podcast episodes, which I know we said we'd do that a while ago. I fell behind. They're coming back up now, so we're slowly ramping back up to catch up to today. Those should be going up over the next couple days. So check those out. Pixel Legends with one L on youtube.com/pixellegends, as well as pixellegends.com with one L. So yeah, that we are going to be doing more and more of that, getting those video files up, and we've got like several new videos that we've been recording today. We've got a whole new, wouldn't say a whole new direction or anything like that, but definitely some new, like, we've got a plan going forward for what we're going to be doing, and we got hopefully some more content coming your way soon. So yeah, stay tuned. And any closing thoughts, lady, gentlemen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing, man. We get a
Yeah,
lot.
it's okay, I guess. Whatever.
It's all right. I mean, you know.
Video games are okay.
If you like this
Hey.
podcast, go ahead and check us out on iTunes. If you want to give us more than then we'd appreciate that.
What is that? Is that like 2 stars?
It's probably
like
2.5, 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 stars.
2.5, 3 stars. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Since no one has any clever things to say at the end of the podcast,
Hey, hey, hey. Play games every day.
I see your Schwartz as big as mine.
All right, we gotta stop this.
Go away.